Hello, everyone, and welcome back to EVO 2024 Community Showcase here with DNF Duel Top 6, sponsored by Chipotle. I'm Salty Boy, joined here on the mic with
Tabby here. I'm very excited to be here for some more DNF Duel action. It's always one of the hypest games every single time I go to an event, and I'm always excited to see what's going on with it. And today, we've got a stacked top 6 lined up for you here. Just going over the top 6, we've got Blue Lynx versus Endai, and then we have Tender Duel and Borderlands on the winner's side. And then over on losers, we have Hubert and Luffle awaiting for their matchups on there. So a nice also spread of characters. I think there's going to be a little bit of overlap with some people, but no like main overlap. People play a couple different characters here or there, but we might even see 6 completely unique characters throughout this entire top 6.
Yeah, that's always something super cool to watch because you get to see a variety of different playstyles across many different characters and a multitude of different players as well. These are like tournament level, like high level players all coming here to EVO. And while the bracket may be on the smaller side, the skill level is definitely there. And we're going to be starting off with some 2 heavy hitters in the form of Blue Linkies and Endai.
Yeah. So Blue Lynx, if this is a name that if you've been paying attention to DNF Duel for a while, you should know well. It was one of the early pioneers of the early stages of Swiftmaster. However, they have also been playing Inquisitor for quite a while, I think through the most recent patches, and then has picked up Master with the release of her. So it'll kind of up in the air. We're not exactly sure who they've been playing. I didn't get to catch the rules action, so we're not sure just yet. However, Endai, shout out to the Portland locals. This is one of our guys down here has been playing DNF basically since it came out and been grinding it a lot. Predominantly a Monk player as of recently, but was also an Inquisitor player, so can swap teams. So like I said, a little bit of crossover, but these guys all play a couple different characters here and there, so there's a lot of different range that you have available to you. But that also is a little bit of worry. If one of them does end up picking Inquisitor and the other one doesn't, they're going to know exactly how that character wants to play.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, it's really cool too because those characters are also fairly recent. I know Master's been out for much longer, but Monk is also like fairly new, like a few months. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they've developed those characters. And obviously, they have developed those characters if they're using them and made the top 6.
And this is also the I believe the first offline tournament on the most recent patch that just dropped. The Grand Balance.
Yeah, because Combo Breaker was on the last patch, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Time's blurry, so many things are happening, so much action to keep up with. See who, what they think of it, how they want to pilot it. We are just getting a quick little button check. Gun to my head, I kind of want to say I think we're going to be seeing Master from Blue Lynx, if that's who they're really thinking about playing, because I feel like especially in this kind of tournament setting, like a character that maybe some people aren't as familiar with, because they did come out very, very recently, will be like, can give you that edge, as well as then also having Inquisitor matchup knowledge, and you see Endai taking that Inquisitor in the button check, and sometimes you'll just pick a random character, like I don't believe Blue Lynx is playing launcher here, but it'll be interesting to see how they want to go.
Yeah, we'll see exactly who they end up playing out. It could be a button check mix-up for sure. Or we could just be locking into those exact 2 characters. Like you said, Master can be useful as a bit of a knowledge check too, because people may not be as comfortable with the matchup. And because she is like very overwhelming too, rush down focus, kind of like Jam from Guilty Gear, like you pointed out earlier. So high damage. And so if, they mess up, then you can easily punish them for that. But here we go. Instead, we're going to be locking into that Swift Master instead to play against that Inquisitor.
Yeah. And this, like I said, this is Blue Lynx. This is one of their original characters when they were playing the game. And a character that kind of got hit, in my opinion, a little too hard over the course of the game's life. They really got a little normalized. They were a little too good in the beginning, but in this current version, or at least the version before, they had a little bit of struggles. They did get some buffs. They got some new moves available to them as well. So we'll see what kind of action they can bring to the table here and show us who can take it in our first game of our top 6.
Yeah, we're getting right into it already, immediately trying to fill the stream with these projectiles and these traps. But Blue Lynx is immediately going to be finding much bigger hits than Endai.
Yep. And, okay, it looks like a little bit of a drop, but it is actually kind of beneficial because it put Endai right outside of the Awakening range. So now, keeping them outside of it, reducing those passive skills in the neutral setting is very, very important in this game, and especially this stage of the tournament. But now you're going to see you only had a little bit of a hit right here to be able to make it happen.
Seeing some Indomitable Spirits coming in from Endai, trying to get out of that pressure, and eventually does get out of that pressure, but playing neutral against Swiftmaster can be very tough, especially when you can just bring out these giant hitboxes at will.
Yeah, Inquisitor does have some tools that, like, available to you, right? Like, you have the ability to command dash and you can backdash off of it as well to try to, like, feint them out and try to make them do something a little bit more greedy. But as long as you're playing very solid, you have these great pressure tools that are also frame traps as well, and your combo game will just get extended out for a long time here.
Yeah, absolutely. And Swift Dancer is also a very mobile character as well. So even trying to, even if you do get close to Blue Lynx, it's never really guaranteed that you're going to be able to actually catch him and swat him out of the air. And right here, Blue Lynx will be swatting Endai right here as he takes the first game.
Yeah, and that was one really great recognition. So a lot of Inquisitors will try to go for the Flame Wheel set to just reset pressure as you get a lot of plus frames off it, able to get some mixed opportunities. But there's a gap. So Blue Lynx is giving those reactions. He's ready for, like we were saying, having that Inquisitor knowledge is going to be very, very helpful here. But Endai now kind of getting the first hit and getting the party started in their favor.
Yeah, turning things around for sure. Is completely drained on mana, however, so going to have to wait a little bit in order to get that MP back, spending a little bit more to set down the fire, but Blue Lynx is now out of the corner, but gets caught by the wheel. That's going to be a lot of damage and an easy confirm for Endai here in the corner.
Yeah, you know, it was just unfortunate to just be right outside of that range to be able to start regenerating a lot more meters, so not going to be getting that big round that they want, but it did put them right outside of Awakening, which is that perfect range. So Blue Lynx immediately finding that great health, trying to find the ability to convert, and now you're in the good zone with that gold cube, finding another big hit. And if you can keep this tight, this is a lot of damage being added up here.
Yeah, but speaking of Awakening, right now, Blue Lynx is taking that all the way up through here against Endai. And maybe looking to make a big comeback right here. And I think that's exactly what we're going to be finding. Will this combo be enough to kill is the question. No, it is not.
Yeah, now force the DP out. We saw them try to bait that out earlier, but Endai was ready to bring it out on that second layer and only needed one more scramble to go towards their favor.
That's the first round here of game number 2, going to Endai. But Blue Lynx still looking really strong. Almost got a kill with that combo. So we'll see exactly how this plays out here in the second round.
Yeah, so right now just really trying to find opportunities to be setting up, like a big thing with Inquisitor, right, is she has these opportunities for plus frames. A lot of people will see Wheel if you're new to this game and that's what you see, but really Molotovs are a more important set play option as well as that command dash, allowing you to cross them up in these situations. But right now, Blue Lynx was playing very strong around all those options until the very end, where Endai able to find a big opening to tie it up 1-1.
Yeah, great response against Blue Lynx, taking 2 rounds in quick succession as we take another game and bring us back to an even score of 1-1.
Yeah, immediately Molotov set out, just try to space him out a little bit. This is the core part of the zoning game against Swiftmaster, right? If you're trying to just keep him out because you don't want to be put into situations like this where they're allowed to mix you up afterwards, where you're not going to be having any gray health to recover to try to use those conversions to your advantage.
Yeah, it's definitely much more reliable too than something like the wheel, like you mentioned. Just using it to keep Blue Lynx locked down and keep them from really like moving around the screen like they really want to. And right now, Endai is definitely going to be putting Blue Lynx here in the corner after this combo as we end it off with a big ender. Lots of damage on the table is going to keep adding up because of the Molotov that was set on the ground, but Blue Lynx able to find a way out.
Oh, the Molotov hit right at the very end. Blue Lynx was not holding that guard button long enough. And Endai being able to recognize that right at the very end is so important. Able to clutch another round going into their favor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see where they're thinking right now. Yeah, I love that patience right there. You can see Endai be pretty aggressive on their round start options, even by moving backwards, still with aggression. So just allowing Blue Lynx to come close and being able to have to just constantly playing that full screen zoning game that you don't really want to be playing as an Inquisitor, but you can. And in these situations, it's working out.
Yeah, able to catch Blue Lynx up in the air, and this is a huge confirm, but we dropped the ender, and now Blue Lynx is roaming free, actually securing a combo of his own, bringing Endai all the way up high, and going to be bringing him down to full screen, and going to be sucking him in as well to keep that Oki going.
Yeah, oh, big hit right there. Had the conversion to try to pick it up, but was just a little too late on the link right there, so now we'll just be constantly setting them up. And instead play dimension, but a great low check right there. These 2As and 2Bs been working great for Endai so far, but Blue Lynx has been making these hit confirms work a little bit better.
Yeah, I love how aggressive Endai is whenever that sphere gets activated, the vacuum basically.
Yep. Well, because you have to, right?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
If you just allow the Swiftmaster to go on top of you, they're just going to get more mix opportunities and more ways to open you up. Meanwhile, as the Inquisitor, your buttons are a little bit slower on average for the range that they are, so you have to be able to create those new opportunities. where you can.
Yeah, there's definitely many situations where Endai is actually just advancing so much forward that Blue Link's not expecting it, instead trying to do something from full screen. It gets a little too comfortable, gets caught out by Endai, but right now Endai is getting caught out by Blue Link's in this combo. Will it be enough to kill? Yes, it will, and with a perfect KO, Blue Link secures yet another game for himself.
Yeah, but as a reminder, DNF Duel is played as 3 out of 5. As you see, these games can go a little quick, so these players getting all the action that they can and should be hopping right into the next one right here. And immediately turning that aggression back on. Oh, the nice back hit right there. The roll was a little too early on there, so it hit the recovery frames. Now,
Endai here from Blue Link, attacking on that damage early to Endai. Once again, bringing him back in with the orb, and there it is. Endai trying to get out of that pressure, gets caught out and punished.
Yeah, and now we're just getting the new, that's that new move, the air tap right there that he has on access. Just keeping the pressure going. Nice back roll out. Wants to stay away, but a good anti-air right there from Blue Links.
Yeah, it's very smart just holding back, not really even trying to advance through the Molotov and letting Endai come to him where he was able to get that anti-air. Molotov out once again, and there's a jump out from a Blue Links, and also a punish right here as we send Endai to full screen, able to take back our turn.
And like that, set the Molotov, like using that Molotov in that mid-screen range, knowing that it's like, hey, I need to not be spending my meter as much in combos because I have to use it in these more full-screen opportunities to create my advantage. Because once an Inquisitor puts you in the corner, that's when she's a lot more scary. But Blue Links recognizes that, but was not able to recognize the situation where the JMS was coming out to connect. And now Endai gets the big start they want, keep him in the corner, should end with Molotov debuff as well. Oh no, yeah, still has it. Keeping the pressure going.
Now Blue Link's going to be blocking all of this right here as Endai starts to whittle down that guard gauge with that Molotov even more, but a counter hit right here from Blue Link's able to get out of that situation. And a lot of these Inaudible Spheres coming in trying to weaken the frame data on Blue Links, but still need to find a way out.
Yeah, also was trying to use it to get that gray health out to make a big conversion happen because they were still in that mana recovery state right towards the very end. However, Blue Links is keeping it tight, taking it 3-1 for the first game of our top 6 here.
Yeah, Blue Link's definitely looking really good, and you noted before, like, Swiftmaster's having a much harder time than he was in previous patches of the game, but Blue Link's made him look like he's as strong as ever.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. He definitely is not, back to God King status, but
yeah,
he's a very
release.
He's a character that I think people who like that character feel comfortable picking him in these high stakes tournaments now, these very, very important ones, and are willing to go the distance to try to make that win happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely did a great job at proving that Swiftmaster definitely still working really well as they punch their ticket into winners finals.
Yep, one step closer, minimum 3rd place as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But we're going to be watching our next winner's side round 1 match between Tenured Mule and Borderlands coming right up.
Yeah, so Tenured Mule is one of the longtime Hitman players, playing him from way back in the day, and is one of the honestly few kind of weird few Hitmans that kind of stuck with the character and stuck with the game. Like the character never really got on paper that much worse than he was before. He definitely,
never really changed much.
Had some changes, but his core, just like Footsie's game plan that he has access to, his buttons and his kit is very, very strong and very, very scary to deal with. Borderlands, on the other hand, is another one of those actually people who is the diehard but got rewarded with buffs. They're a launcher player. They were someone who's very I want to be playing launcher right at the beginning, and got rewarded for that character dedication right there. This character is very, very, I'm not going to say strong, but dangerous.
Yeah,
he's
that's
strong,
true.
but I think that dangerous is probably the more correct thing to say, because a lot of her stuff just challenges at ranges that other characters can be hard to deal with, especially a character like Hitman, whose buttons are a little bit slower up close.
Yeah, war has changed, right? War has changed. It's not about just picking a top tier anymore. It's about thinking in the long term. How well is my character going to be doing, I don't know, a year, 2 years in the future, where I'm really wanting to just consistently play this character and stick with this character for so long and be able to build up that knowledge over time. And that's exactly what we're seeing right here with that Launcher pick, like you mentioned. And Launcher is a very cool character, too. One of the things I really like about DNF Duel is that each character has their own archetype, whether it's a grappler, whether it's a zoner, whether it's a mid-range or a rushdown character. But they always feel juiced up in some way. It's a zoner, but she feels too good to be a zoner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can definitely get a little bit of that from this game, but you know that's part of the fun. That's why we're here. That's why we're here.
Yeah, very explosive game, very fun to watch. Absolutely.
Very fun to watch. Yeah, if this is your first time seeing DNF Duel, whether you're in the crowd or you're at home watching this, please make sure to check the game out. I believe it's on sale on Steam right now. With
I believe it is.
The Steam fighting game sale. I don't know about PlayStation as a whole. I want to say it would be as well if it's on sale there, but
yeah, it goes on sale quite often. And honestly, there's also like a lot of great deals that DNF gets over time. I know that it was free on Epic Games at one point, so a lot of people were able to get into the game because of that. But we're back here, winners of round 1. Hitman versus Launcher.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, with the Hitman pick, it is interesting. They decided to opt for Clear Cube. So the cubes are the different health percentages where Awakening is. And both Hitman Gold Cube and Clear Cube are strong, but it really looks like the Tender Mule is prioritizing getting that Awakening earlier so that you can actually find those kill opportunities quicker into the rounds instead of going for the little bit more like higher reward that you get off of the Gold Cube Awakening skill.
Yeah, that makes sense. Just trying to get access to those buffs a lot earlier so they're just consistently strong over the course of the match.
Absolutely, yeah, and also just having Awakening skill to be able to guarantee if you find a big hit, that you can almost guarantee kills off of it a lot. Immediately trying to go for a JA, checking to see if Borderlands wanted to be tossing grenades from the sky, but right now you're just playing very patient. And this is what you're seeing. You're seeing them just have to block and wait out for what Borderlands is doing, what they're throwing out onto the table, and try to find an opportunity to roll. But right now, Borderlands is keeping it tight.
Yeah, one of the crazy things about Launcher is that pretty much all her stuff goes full screen. So trying to get in on her is definitely difficult, and also trying to get out of this forward pressure is also difficult too. But Tender Mule able to get out with that guard cancel and just rushing right in as well, trying to take back their turn. Baits that guard cancel out from Borderlands, as this is going to be a big punch, but we drop it.
Yeah, unfortunate. Was not ready for that exact timing right there. So now has reset back out to the full screen and forcing Borderlands to make something big happen, but there we go. Finding that 4S right there to get up close. And this is the advantage right there. Using that Awakening skill earlier on, being able to add up that damage. Missed that last little link to be able to convert into the guaranteed kill, but you will find it right here as it does go through those projectiles. It's a full screen laser beam, and it's going to work out for Tender Mule in this first round.
Yeah, looking real good. Being able to check Launcher like that from full screen is definitely a very important tool to have available.
It doesn't cover all of her options. Some of the stuff she can do from full screen will recover in time, so you do have to like be patient on it, but Tender Mule was ready to react for that exact situation to come up, got rewarded for it.
Oh, great backdash coming out from Borderlands and able to play the zoning game yet again. A counter hit on Tender Mule, trying to challenge on this, and we're just dash blocking to get in right now.
Very important thing right now, just staying very, very cautious, but you also be worried about your guard gauge, right? You need to be able to stay close up enough that you're not risking getting set into a guard break loop.
Absolutely, and yeah, Borderlands is covering multiple angles. You have the grenades coming in, you have the rockets coming from above, and you also have all of these giant fireballs coming in at that horizontal plane as Borderlands throws Tender Mule into this combo and keeps him locked here in the corner. Won't be enough to kill just yet, but it's going to be very close.
There we go, keeping this guard bar pressure down, getting so much chip damage again and again. You only had one little tick left, so you had to make something big happen right there, and Borderlands knew that. So they decided to just stay patient, react to what you were going to do, and punish you appropriately. But that hit didn't kill right there. So we need to bring the anti-air missiles back up once again.
Yeah, you constantly have to be paying attention on what Launcher has available to her, or what she's throwing out, because we saw that grenade right there, and what Tender Mule was trying to do is jump up, trying to avoid those horizontal fireballs, but then forgot about the grenade that was there waiting for him when he landed. Right now, Tender Mule doesn't have to worry about that. A guard cancel though from a Borderlands is going to allow Borderlands to really just zone out Tender Mule and actually recover a lot of that gray life as well.
Nice little backstep right there, avoiding some of this chip damage where they can and trying to utilize that gray health with the conversion to create opportunities to stay up close. But Borderlands is just always ready for that, always keeping the pressure again and again. Because one thing, if they make the wrong kind of call out just like that, Tender Mule could have capitalized on it, but was just still spaced slightly too far out.
But this combo should be enough to kill. We have plenty of resources on hand, plenty of MP to use. Yeah, there we go, finishing it off. Borderlands taking the game.
Yeah, we saw Tender Mule able to take that second round, right? And it really shows hey, you can do this. You just have to be right so many times in that neutral game, which is kind of weird because Hitman usually is normally able to control that neutral game a little bit better. Just everything that Launcher is bringing to the table is a little bit hard to deal with sometimes.
Yeah, patience is, you really need to be patient in this matchup. Trying to find that one opening is all you need, and then you can get in on Launcher's face, where she has a bit of a difficulty trying to defend against you.
But I like that use of that right there, right? Just trying to find those the 5 MSs, using the conversion to keep yourself safe off of it. Borderlands already like re-prepping those, setting grenades.
Oh, we're going to be breaking that guard very quickly. Tenor Mule getting hit right there. Maybe on purpose, I'm not too sure. But either way, having a tough time here in the corner, gets blown up by the grenade yet again. Every single time he tries to get out, and you can see him going for that awakening skill yet again. But in that scenario, he did get interrupted.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about before. Like, you had to react to that specific situation with that full screen awakening to find the punish, and in that situation it didn't work. That now also removes awakenings, the awakening traits away from Tenor Mule, so they have to work with the vanilla Hitman here to try to make something happen. There we go. That's the big hit that you're looking for, but you needed one more quick little instant overhead to take that round.
Yeah, just one more quick mix against Borderlands. That's all we needed right there. And now Tenor Mule looking to try and get a game in response to Borderlands. This is a fantastic start against Launcher. You do not want her to be retreating from you. You want her to be locked here in the corner where you can just go for mix like that. The empty jump into the low will open up Borderlands one more time.
Yeah, utilizing that JB right there to just like shoot the ground, think that you're going to be going full in, but recover in time, be able to catch it with the low, go for almost a guaranteed kill right here. We'll need one more touch afterwards. And that instant overhead did find it, but you couldn't find the pickup afterwards. So Borderlands gets a DP out, and now gets the zone out. And all that work that Tenured Mule got from the beginning of this round is no longer working for him.
Oh, here's the pickup from Borderlands as well. And Tenured Mule just stuck here in the corner yet again. He knows he needs that one more hit. He knows he's trying to be patient, but that guard gauge is going to be forcing him to do at least something.
Good stagger, but the guard cancel gets baited out. One more hit right there should do it from Borderlands as the Awakening Super will connect.
Yeah, she knew him with the giant laser right here. She really is just kind of like a Super Smash Bros. Character.
Yeah.
You know, she has a giant laser super. She got grenades. You know, she's Snake, but Samus. No, Samus. Yeah, she's Samus.
Yeah. But Tenured Mule is saying, hey, you know, I want to look like Fox McCloud right now as we're coming up close. We're trying to keep the pressure going. But Borderlands is doing a great job of being able to react to those roll situations that Tenured Mule is having to try to preemptively go for and capitalize on them. Great back roll, but it was just a little too late. Borderlands checking with those two A's and constantly keeping them locked down on the corner.
Here it is, the corner lockdown coming in yet again, tossing out lots of grenades. But I love that reaction from Tenured Mule, able to get out on that specific part of the sequence. Tenured Mule trying to stay as close as they can to Borderlands right now, keeping them checked and keeping them from retreating is the key.
And spacing out, tried to air, but Borderlands wanted to stay on the ground. Is now getting rewarded for it. There. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so that is the Clear Cube Awakening skill that that Tenured Mule is trying to use to blow up Borderlands from that full screen zoning, but unfortunately it didn't work out just yet. And here we go. They're actually opting to go into Gold Cube now, which I do like sort of after seeing how this set is played, right? You've been seeing so much chip damage come through, and Borderlands just making a lot of like the right reads and right calls that it has put Tenured Mule in that 30% health range for long sections of the game, and that's where most of their comebacks have been from anyway. So if you're already taking chip damage, you might as well get use of the better Awakening skill that gives you these insanely high damage combos.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Here we go. We'll see exactly how well this cube will work out for Tenured Mule, because this is their last opportunity here on winner's side of the bracket. Borderlands just needs to win one more game to advance into winners finals and is looking to take that once again, playing that zoning game against Tenured Mule here again. And Tenured Mule actually doing a lot more options to actually just completely duck those fireballs, so that we just avoid that chip damage.
It is something that you have to be ready for to like try to get through it. It also is like I think Tenured Mule trying to force Borderlands to change their pressure sequence because they've been getting away with it for so long in those previous sets. And unfortunately, you won't get away with everything forever as Borderlands finds another big opening here in these games.
Yeah, huge hit. The combo extension coming in as well. Airstrike coming in.
Yeah, but
wasn't Tenured Mule honest?
Wasn't able to keep the combo going long enough to have the airstrike get the full connection they were looking for. So Tenured Mule found the guard cancel and then found the opportunity to stay in Awakening. So theoretically, they only need like one touch to make this happen, but the conversion does not work because the grenade was already out. That was Tenure Mule's chance. They saw it, but that grenade was hidden. I think just right under the launcher, like character model right there.
That honestly has like happened so many times this set, where Borderlands sets up that grenade, Tenor Mule doesn't notice it's there, and then just gets interrupted.
Just like that right there, 5MS was able to connect, but the grenade was able to had to pop him down. So Tenor Mule got the run up though, because you recover a little bit quicker. They'll find a big starting hit right here.
Oh, I love how ready Borderlands was to take advantage of that drop from Tenor Mule. And Borderlands going to be bringing Tenor Mule to the other side of the screen.
Like I said, try to use that conversion to cancel a little bit earlier, and try to use IS to get that extra gray health where you can, but that's the gambling game you play, because if you guess wrong even once like that, grenade once again, baiting out all these guard cancels perfectly, and Borderlands keeps it safe while zoning him out. Look at me like, what do I do? What do I do?
That was crazy too, because you couldn't really even react to that grenade in particular. That was literally just thrown out, and the moment he threw it out, he went for that guard cancel and then just got blown up for it. So like, I love how Borderlands really just rotated the option of that grenade and really just mixed it into that offense and leaving them guessing the entire time.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And it's one of those, like, it's just a super solid neutral tool, but with how Hitman has to place himself on the screen, it just works really advantageously in that matchup.
Always in like the range that he wants to be playing at.
Exactly. Well, that was our first, that was all of our sets of winners matches here for the top 6. We're going to be taking a quick word from our sponsor, so make sure you stay tuned for some more DNF Duel action coming up shortly.
So how would you describe the chicken to someone who had never tasted it?
Literally melt in your mouth tender. We don't have a freezer, you know? It's almost like a farmer's market. When you walk into the restaurant, you should hear the sizzle that you're hearing right now. Just sends all those waves up to your mouth.
You're making me hungry.
Hey gamers, does your room look like this? Tired of having no art on your walls? You need Displate.
Made with high-quality metal and customized finishes, with Displate, you can transform your room or office from lifeless walls into a stylish space, featuring officially licensed posters from your favorite IPs like Street Fighter, Tekken, Mortal Kombat, and more. Say goodbye to hammers and nails with Displate's magnet lock technology. It never fails. It's as simple as snap and hang. Bang, bang, bang.
Visit displate.com/EVO and order now. Use the discount code EVO at checkout.
Damkina!
Go ahead, take a picture. Don't stare, darling. I love a good soirée. Looks can kill.
PlayStation.
Tokido from Japan.
They're the legends of the FGC.
The return of the king!
The kings, the beasts, the champions. Next year, we celebrate the players that made EVO the most storied tournament in fighting games.
Is this gonna be enough? Oh, it is!
Watch the greatest that ever played inducted into the inaugural Hall of Fame. Plus, vote on awards for the best players in the game today.
Unbelievable!
And celebrate everyone in the community who makes fighting games something so special.
Oh my God!
The EVO Awards, live from Los Angeles in 2025.
And welcome back to the DNF Duel Top 6 here at the EVO Community Showcase, presented by Chipotle. And I am Tabby, I'm joined with Salty Boy, and we are back for our loser side matches of our top 6. If you're just joining us, we had Blue Linksys and Endai playing each other, and Blue Linksys was the one who was able to make it forward. and Borderlands and Tenured Mule played each other, and Borderlands was able to make it forward. So they're sitting up on the winner's final side, and we've got our loser side matches coming up. Now, our first one will be Endai versus Luffle, which is going to be a very exciting matchup. Endai is a... we just saw them on Inquisitor. They do have a monk that they can play as well, and I think they may want to pick that monk into the Vanguard, which is who I'm like 95% sure Luffle will play. They can always throw a surprise on us, but Luffle has been very committed to the Vanguard, just a very, very solid character and does everything that they kind of want to do in their playstyle with fighting games. Our other match that's up on deck is Tenured Mule, going to be playing against Hubert. So we'll get some more exciting action coming up about that, and we'll tell you that a little bit later. But right now, we've got our players sitting up, and they're trying to... Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. You always got to pull it up every single time. But, yeah, no. Luffle on the Vanguard. Basically just, like, not really a zoner, but just a character with very big buttons that control so much of the screen.
Yeah, so Vanguard is the like another mid-screen, like footsie, not footsie, but like mid-screen pressure kind of character, similar to like Hitman. We didn't really get to see that a whole lot in the particular matchup that we just saw, but Vanguard is very good at just throwing out normals and forcing you to interact with them, and then once that happens, it leads them into a much like more favorable situation.
Yeah, I think one thing too about Vanguard too is that he can kind of just afford to kind of play very patient and compact as well. And then kind of wait for you to, slip up. And then that's where he can really get started with some very strong starters in his kit.
Absolutely, yeah, but it looks like Endai is going to be sticking with that Inquisitor, so that seems who they want to rock with today. And that's what we will make happen here. Ooh, DualShock 4 disconnected. I hope Luffle saw that.
Who was it? Look into the crowd. Who was this?
Yeah, and that's so Inquisitor is like... This is going to be very similar to the match we saw earlier with them. They're just going to play very patient and force those longer range buttons to like find openings, and once they're in the corner, like we said, that's where their party gets started. Okay.
All right.
We noticed it before while the character intros rocked. We're good. We are good. No need to accidentally lose a match right there because your controller accidentally disconnected as we now get into the thick of it here. And immediately just that same sort of game plan we saw from Endai earlier, backing off, throwing Molotovs, trying to get Luffle to fall into it. But Luffle preemptively trying to go for these larger button presses, but as soon as they decide to get aggressive, it's Endai's time to start.
Yeah, right now those Molotovs are really just kind of forcing, or not even forcing Luffle, but it's making Luffle want to set out those preemptive buttons to cover the approach that Endai may want to go for. However, it does leave him in a position where he can be easily punished if Endai does make it in. And right now, Luffle has the health disadvantage, but looking to try and make a comeback. Yet to find any real big hit against Endai yet, though.
Yeah, doing a good job with his IS as well to try to gain some gray health. However, Luffle finding use out of the J2S. Going to be able to connect, get a good starting route. Was not able to find the full finisher they want, so they just had to go for a quick little air tech situation. And the scramble did end up going into Endai's favor. Now they're holding all of this pressure here.
Holding on a lot of great life on the table for Luffle, and that guard gauge is starting to deplete. And lots of chip damage, and Endai hoping that a throw was enough to kill, brings Luffle to the edge of his life as Endai closes out with one more low.
This is one downside of Vanguard. Their DP is not like a lot of other characters' DPs in this game that kind of hit around them. Things like Inquisitor DP, it hits upward at an angle. So if you're just able to play patient or even duck under it with your meaty, sometimes the Vanguard player does not get rewarded for being right in those situations. But right now, Endai is getting rewarded with being right a couple times with a rip of damage here.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and always spending that mirror, getting the passive damage from the Molotov as well, but Luffle finding a way out and looking to make a comeback. We got debuffs on the table as well. Goes for the side swap as well, but drops the combo, unfortunately, and Endai going to punish him for that.
Absolutely good stuff from Endai right there, keeping the aggression up. And like, I really think the big thing is that Luffle just hasn't been able to get their Vanguard game like looping into itself. We saw them land like one really big hit in the beginning of that second round, but it just didn't really like lead to a knockdown situation. It was kind of an awkward hit, and the routing they went for didn't give them the guaranteed knockdown, didn't give them the guaranteed like gray health removal hit. So it'll be interesting to see what happens right there. Double cancel early on there to catch Endai out.
All right, but here we go. Lufo actually getting a pretty solid combo. Oh, as I say that,
Yeah.
he just doesn't get the ender. Every single time it feels like whenever he gets these combos, he can't end them properly. And because of that, we're not getting that Oki, and we're just giving Endai so many opportunities to punish Lufo for those drops.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. Lufo, if they can get back to the neutral situation in this game, we'll be looking to clean that up. But right now, Endai is keeping the pressure going right there, utilizing the 236 MS, getting the jump cancel follow-up off of it as well to try to be baiting them out. But right now, we're just staggering. We're just trying to find opportunities to open them up.
Yeah, it's really tough, too, because like you were talking about with that DP hitting at an angle, Endai, like, Inquisitor plays at that perfect range where you can kind of ignore that DP a lot of the time.
Yeah, just like that, once again, being able to be aggressive with your options but still spaced out of DP is a great space for Endai here.
Yeah, maybe that's why Endai chose to pick the Inquisitor, because they felt more comfortable pressuring Lufo from these ranges. But right now, Lufo will... Hold on. Okay, we'll get an Ender right here, and we'll actually get some real Oki here in the corner against Endai. But when we try to go for a jump, Endai gets that anti-air.
Yeah, that's Inquisitor DP. It is one of those like very useful tools that actually hits around, or unlike the Vanguard DP that we were talking about. And now getting that opportunity to side swap off of it as well, forcing Leffel to have to block all of this as it's coming through. But I love this. The immediate dash cancel into the full spear right there has been working great for Leffel to punish Endai full screen, and is now once again going to be working up close.
Yeah, just pressuring Endai from very far away. And Endai had trouble challenging it before, but now is trying to rush in and close the distance between Lufo. And a fantastic roll will score Endai a huge punch. We have a lot of resources on hand.
Yeah, that was a great use of the command dash that Inquisitor has right there, able to keep up close, and even getting the follow-up on it to auto-correct, lead him back forward, to lead into this hit to take that round.
But yeah, right there, very explosive game for sure. I mean, what was Lufo at? 60%, 70% of his health bar?
Yeah, something like that, but that's the game that you've signed up for. It's DNF Duel.
And I mean, that isn't to say that Vanguard can't do the same thing.
Yeah. All right, Leffel, what are you thinking?
Okay. Troubleshooter.
I would tell you no, just because I know you, Leffel, and I don't think I think swapping a character is not a good decision for you. From your I've known Leffel for quite a while through Under Night. They are someone who, in these situations, it can be a little risky. They can make it work, but it is not like fully, guaranteed. I do think that Vanguard has been working out even more step by step, and they're leading towards the right track. And I think they agree with me as well. They want to rock with it. They want to stick with it. Please just play. Okay, you picked Clear Cube.
Yeah,
I was worried you were going to try to pick Golden Cube and be really funny, but
yeah, he thought about it for a minute, but like you said, he's slowly starting to adapt over time. And you're still in the game. You're still in the game. You can definitely get a reverse 3-0. That is a possibility, but if any time to get it, that's now.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they can find that opportunity to, trek on forward through the loser's bracket, or if Endai can try to get their shot back through it. And we will find out now, loading into what could be our final game or could be our halfway point. Let's see who can get this round start going. Endai going to be very patient right here from Leffel. Was waiting for that because they've been getting blown up by that exact same setup every single time. So just waiting to react to it, rolled through it, and now going to capitalize on it as well with a good chunk of damage.
Yeah, right now it feels like Endai is just a few steps ahead of Lofel every single time, especially with these rolls. Like, the amount of reward Endai has gotten off of so many of these rolls against Lufel's moves have been insane.
Yeah. And now you see Lufel trying to mix up their options a little bit more in these mid-screen situations, saying like, okay, Endai's ready for it. I got to try new ways to get through it. That roll was a little late, so getting the counter hit will allow the late confirm as well. Lufel pushing Endai back to the other corner.
You're about even life total as well.
It's funny with DNF, like you say, oh yeah, they're about even life total, but that's one person at 60%, one person at about 10%.
Yeah,
because really,
it doesn't really matter in the end. And right here, it doesn't really matter because Lufel was able to get that awakening super landed right there at the end of that combo, and Lufel taking a pretty decent round right there. It was a bit scary, but
yes,
we were able to squeeze it out in the end, and Lufel is starting to make their way to take at least 1 point on the board.
Shoulder tackle in, checking them out, using those plus frames. And I'm just trying to stagger, right? Try to get Endai to bait out an option that they're expecting for, that they're trying to go for their predictions for. But Leffel now finding these knockdowns like they weren't seeing earlier, but you're still getting clipped by that DP.
Molotov out yet again, actually hitting Luful, but and I couldn't get the confirm in time.
Going, yeah, utilizing the armor right there, and able to stay safe, just out of the frame situation right there, but it does allow Luffle to take their turn, and Endai is using so much of this Indomitable Sphere that they only have gray health left, so Luffle recognizing that situation and going for the throw to immediately capitalize on that.
Yeah, I will say Luful has been, sorry, not Luful, Endai has been using Indomitable Spirit a lot of like all the other players I've been noticing.
Yeah, it is a very useful tool, especially for Inquisitor. This is a character that like gets so much more reward when they're able to make their mix-up options even faster, but it can be a little scary if you're utilizing it that aggressively and the other players just wanting to keep all their stuff gapless. Like, you will just get blown up for it sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. And Endai is not looking to get blown up anytime soon in this round right now, as Endai reverses the situation by throwing Luful back into the corner, and that's what I'm talking about, spacing out aside of that big move that Luful really loves to do, the thrust, and then just rolling right in to attempt to punish, but that punish is not going to end up working out this time, as Luful gets a very good combo of his own.
The pressure ones were great. Tick throw set right there. Still not enough to kill just yet. Trying to bait him out with using those feint cancels. But a great challenge from Endai right there.
Oh, absolutely. We have full resources on hand, setting up the wheel. And a lot of Indomitable Spirit from Luful, setting up the wheel once again, using the other wheel as coverage. And right now, Luful's all gray health. A single hit is all we need. We're both at a pixel of life. And Endai just needs to find that one good hit right now. That guard gauge is starting to deplete. We're trying to go for that guard break situation, but that Molotov will end up finishing the round instead.
Yeah, it was a very smart from Endai to just be able to just back off and say, hey, I got to throw a Molotov because you're going to have to pop your health at some point. Luffle did want to use it a little aggressively earlier, which I totally agree with that as well, but Endai was just on that one step ahead that they were looking for.
Once again, another really long block string. Luful unsure of what to do and gets thrown in the process, and there's the DP attempt yet again. But that's why Luful has been patient this entire time, because Endai is playing at that range where that DP is just not useful.
And down once more for a quick little perfect to close out that match. That is Endai moving on forward over Luffle. But, still excellent showing from Luffle here, making that top 6, getting to be on that arena stage stream for DNF Duel.
Yeah, definitely no slouch. A top player for a reason, and even got 1 point on the board as well. So there was something that was brewing in Luful. It just didn't brew fast enough, and Luful will be sent out of the bracket as Endai moves on forward to losers semifinals. And to decide who plays against Endai in losers semifinals, we're going to be watching our very last round 1 match here for top 6 between Tenor Mule and
Hubert is our other one. So Hubert is the only player that we haven't seen now on stream so far. Hubert has been, I know as of recently, predominantly, I think mostly focusing on Grand Blue.
Right.
But they are someone who's been playing DNF basically since launch. They are one of the Berserker players. So this is another character that I just love to death. They're a very hyper, aggressive rushdown character, and they're able to just keep their pressure sequences looped over again and again and again. It's a very scary to deal with, and if you aren't ready and on board to deal with it, it can be a little difficult. However, Tenured Mule not only has matchup experience, has player experience, Hitman as a whole is able to kind of space outside of the Berserker range, that if you can get these preemptive reads to be knocking them out of their options, these 2Bs hitting from full distance, these 5Ss, some even 4Ss, they try to back off. It can be very useful. One thing that you're going to probably see from Hubert early on in these games is trying to go into 5MS or his install that he has very early on. What that does is it gives him just an insane amount of options available on deck, but it's at the cost of health. So you have to be very careful with this character because, it is that risk-reward of, hey, I'm draining my health. And if Tenor Mule lands one right hit, especially with a character like Hitman, it can spell disaster.
But like you said, the health totals in this game compared to each other doesn't really matter that much. You can be at 20% off, but the combo's still going to kill regardless. Yep. And Berserker is an extremely high damage character to kind of offset the fact that he does spend health to really power up his offense. So we'll be seeing exactly how he manages that health and how explosive he can be once he finds that right hit.
Absolutely. So we will see what happens on deck here. Another very interesting thing is Berserker is one of the few characters in the game that can access conversion by themselves without the use of Indomitable Spirit. So it is a very useful thing to have, especially because, you know, conversion is one of those things that makes and breaks this kind of game. It allows your character to do a lot more work. So we'll see if they can utilize those advantages and that legacy skill set and all that work playing footsies in Grand Blue Fantasy Rising versus Tenured Mule here in our last match of round 1 of top 6.
And once again, Tenured Mule popping out with the Hitman, and like we've been talking about so far, we got the Berserker. Hubert representing the Berserker. So we're going to get right into it as we decide who gets to move on and who gets to leave today.
And as we get into the start of the round, probably going to be seeing Hubert keep that aggression going up for it a little bit. No, just being patient because they know that Tenured Mule wanted to be even more aggressive to stop Hubert from going into that 5MS that you're now seeing him increase move speed, increased damage, increased block stun. You have to deal with everything. Tornado pulling them in, so Tenured Mule has to TP out, has to reset out a little bit, and that's a very important thing. When Berserker gets hit with their install, they lose it, so they have to find a new opportunity to access back into it, and Tenured Mule doesn't want that to happen right now.
Yeah, you can see that right now as Hubert is very low life, and Tenured Mule just needs to find that one more good hit against Hubert. Spending some of that Indomitable Spirit to lessen the frame advances that Hubert may be getting, and that's going to be a big hit for Tenured Mule as he takes that round.
Yeah, and you know, this is sort of the opposite. Like, we didn't really get to see Tenured Mule play when they were previously.
That's true.
The launcher was constantly locking them down, and their rewards were really just getting in there and keeping their pressure up. But now that they actually get to play the neutral game, you can see what Hitman can do is very scary to deal with. But now Berserker has gotten in, so Tenured Mule has to be forced to use these guard camps, has to be forced to use these TPs. And Hubert now has to make those reads against them, try to bait them out, and try to gain full advantage on them. Because if you don't, you're getting put in situations like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tenured Mule doing a great job with these high-low mix-ups, keeping Hubert guessing, and Hubert guessing wrong both of these times. Drops the combo a bit there, and Hubert going to be reversing the situation, running right out, seeing his opportunity, and he's going to be taking full advantage of it. Has the buffs as well. And we can make this combo go on for very long, but we're going to end it early right there just to keep Tenured Mule stuck here in the corner. Go for one more mix. Huge counter hit for Hubert.
Yeah, and this is the start that you're looking for right here. Just a very simple route going into loops, and then should be able to pop with the Awakening skill to guarantee a confirm.
Oh yeah, right there.
Take that round.
Playing the cinematic, and that combo should be enough to kill for Hubert as we take a round in response to Tenured Mule.
So let's see how Tenured Mule wants to adapt. I think their game plan is like very solid, but Hubert is, you know, just able to make these right reads and able to close that gap distance that makes Hitman's effective range so strong. It can be very beneficial, but right now Tenured Mule just keeping the pressure up, and now finding another good counter hit as Hubert tried to press out.
Here's a great counter, but won't be able to kill just yet, and we're just going to end it early to try and go for that one more mix. Both players really like to do that, but every single time it feels like it's not working out in their favor because it gives the opponent like more time to more of a space to really just move around and get out of that situation. But Tenured Mule able to close out in the end, catching Hubert trying to escape.
Yeah, I think it's definitely something that you can do on Hitman because you can afford to reset to neutral a little bit, but especially against Berserker can be a little difficult due to the speed advantage that you get with that 5MS trigger activated.
Right here, this is a fantastic start for Tenured Mule, dumping all of our resources, and that's a lot of damage done for Tenured Mule, and Hubert actually just dropping right down and using that, you know, what was that move called?
I don't know the exact name of it because these names, it's a fighting game. Some of these names are a little crazy, but it's a Helmbreaker, right? He's trying to hit you up from up above, right? They're trying to jump in just like that once again, and now utilizing the Fireball, trying to keep that pressure up on the corner, which they do. Good conversion right there, but Tenured Mule ready to block on those opportunities, keep themselves safe. And now both players just need one big touch, or one small touch even, really.
Oh yeah, one small touch is all we need. And Tenured Mule did find a small touch, but couldn't get anything off of that. Just trying to get out of pressure by all means necessary, and that's going to be a punish for Hubert.
Yeah. Great patience right there to react for the DP, knowing that Tenured Mule would want to go into that scramble situation a little bit more. So this is just good old classic like recognitions of these players' habits, what they want to do, and showing the work that they do to get to this point of the stage. Tenured Mule opting to go for this combo to go into Awakening this time, knowing that they've been kind of keeping them out and around it, but they've always been putting them like right out of pixel with some of these sequences. So I think allowing them to go into Awakening while making sure that your hits might be able to kill a little bit earlier can work out.
We're spending the conversion. Hubert at a pixel of life, but that, I was about to say, it's like, but that means he can just go ham.
Yep,
with
the
his blood
the
specials.
6MS right there always hits just slightly further than the animation goes, and everybody gets blown up by it, even myself. So Hubert, though, not letting that get to them. No, understanding that's just a part of the game. Finding the nice little conversion set right here, be able to add this damage up and keep them locked down in the corner.
Absolutely. Hubert getting that knockdown as well. Oh, and great blocks from Tanner Mule, blocking both of those overheads, and a guard cancels to get out of that pressure. Counter hit, but no confirm from Hubert.
Yeah, was not fully. Both players not really fully ready for some of these smaller confirms that were coming towards this part of the set. But Tenyu Mule ready to find that hit confirm off the 5A right there. Should just be able to find a good solid knockdown because the mana gauge being a little bit low. We'll have to not go for the safe jump and get blown up for it. Not only off the DP, but off the interaction immediately afterwards. Hubert putting a point on the board.
Yeah, that move has been like incredibly useful to Hubert on defense. It's worked multiple times and got him out of many sticky situations.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. That's just showing like Hubert, like both these players, like we were saying, are people who've been playing these characters from the beginning. They want this character to work. They want to be, showing the world, hey, I can do what I can do to make this party happen. And Hubert is finding the party starter here in the beginning of this third game.
They're using the conversion as well to keep this combo going.
Not trying to go for any cheeky resets in the mid-combo structure, right? They're just trying to find these solid hits to force Tenyu Mule to be, respecting their pressure.
There's a hit coming in. The train hits here and there, but Hubert getting a massive confirm on a Tenyu Mule. One more small hit for Hubert will be enough to take Tenyu Mule out, but Tenyu Mule found a big hit instead, and Hubert will be going down for that.
Yeah. Being able to use those charge MS loops right there that is so useful on this clear cube for Hitman. Didn't even need to pop that awakening skill. That combo was going to go on for a little bit longer, so. Tenyu Mule looking like they have a game plan now. They know what Hubert wants to bring to the table and wants to know how they can stop it. But right now it's just going to be a lot of blocking, a lot of guarding until you can get up close. No anti-air coming out though. But Hubert gets another chance.
Yeah, you can see that Hubert's kind of struggling to work around these giant normals that Tenyu Mule is tossing out, but Hubert able to finally get in against a Tenyu Mule. And this is going to be a pretty solid combo, especially because we have those buffs available, and we're going to go for that ender right here.
Yeah, that ender being very important because it restores the gray health that you had to take down through your 5MS being active. So being able to keep yourself alive, that a scramble doesn't lead into someone else's favor. And Hubert wants to lead that into the awakening skill to guarantee that round into theirs.
Yeah, but we just need one more round to get the lead. Both players trading rounds here in game number 3. All right, what's the round start going to be? Immediately, Tenyu Mule checking Hubert on that air approach.
Yeah, just wanting to check those guys. It's something that Hitman is very, very good at, playing that air-to-air game, and also if you choose to spend the meter, can get a lot of reward out of it. But you just want to lead those hits into a nice, safe little scramble situation, into this into the looping mix once again. Tenyu Mule looking clean on this game. Good IS, but not good enough for the follow-up hits right there. Tenyu Mule securing a perfect KO.
Yeah, utilizing those air normals gave Tenyu Mule a lot of mileage, especially in that final round right there, because they are very big and very active. I think that's the big key as well, where you can kind of just throw it out, and there's not really much that Hubert can do to really challenge in the air against it.
Absolutely. Now we see Hubert thinking, I'm always a big fan of this in every fighting game, no matter what. In between your games, ice your opponent out. Fighting games are so momentum driven that if you just allow someone to run rematch again and again and again, they can really push advantages that they may not have had before. So ice them out, take a breath, drink some water home folks, stay hydrated. It's hot out here in Vegas. And we'll get into our 4th game here.
What does this shirt say?
I used to play DNF Duel until I got better.
Oh. Well, he's still playing DNF Duel now.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't get better.
No, right now, because Hubert is looking better, though, in the early starts of this interactions on the round, finding some great openings right here with those JAs have been working so clutch for them to get those conversion mixes to lead to situations just like this.
Yeah, absolutely. This is exactly what Hubert is looking for. Once again, spending that health to keep this offense going. And we find a grab here against a Tenyu Mule. Oh, but a counter hit.
Doing great work right there. Charge MS coming out, trying to make something happen. But Hubert finds the opportunity to run up close, pop themselves into the 5 MS, but immediately gets DP'd out. And it was very good for them to just get DP'd out there. Tenyu Mule did not have the mana to go for the follow-ups. So, nothing super scary so far.
The health right there, right here for Hubert has completely drained, but we can block all this out, and unfortunately, we're not able to block all that out.
That was
especially
really,
that second hit.
Yeah, it was really, really good. Just going for the immediate JA right there to try to catch, or JB, sorry, try to catch him out, and then pop the conversion, just go for it super quickly off the first hit. Because a lot of people will just auto guard down back to down back after those hits come out. So Tenyu Mule just taking those player habits that you see again and again in all sorts of games to their advantage.
Yeah, very smart. And right now, Tenyu Mule is on set point against Hubert. See Hubert utilizing those home breakers once again. They do that a lot on defense in the corner because, like, what doesn't depend. It doesn't matter what side he ends up on. He's still taking back his turn regardless. And right now, he has his turn against Tenyu Mule, but he does not have health to survive any hits from Tenyu Mule if Tenyu Mule finds that one small hit against him. Right now, we have to play it absolutely perfectly, and we're seeing a lot of great blocks, but a situation coming in yet again where the multi-hitting overhead catches Hubert off guard.
Yeah, so that's actually something that is a little new in this version that we didn't get a mention on the first set, so we can talk about it here. Hitman can now jump cancel off that. That was not something he was able to previously do, so you get to throw a projectile out, B+ frames, and then jump in on you with an overhead, or you can just do neutral jump low. And it just opens up more opportunities and mix-up situations that he didn't previously had. That has definitely helped that character in this stage of the game's life.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw it come into play like multiple times during that set, like multiple game-winning situations where he hit him with that multi-overhead that he was not expecting. But we know what to expect now that we have our top 4 finalized. So we're going to be going to an ad break real quick, and once we're back, we're going to be going right through that. See you soon.
You're really making all of this by hand.
Oh yeah. The avocados are hand mashed, the chips are hand tossed, and everything is made fresh.
You make it fresh every day.
Yes, every day. The Chipotle way is we make it fresh every day.
Sounds delicious.
Fighting game playing style and an anime character.
And Bleach, we're gonna go Ichimaru again. Yeah, fast speed.
So personally, I would say I'm some type of Uchiha clan, you know what I'm saying? Sasuke, Itachi, somebody with a Sharingan.
I would probably be like the most evil character you could think of. Probably be somebody in Hunter x Hunter.
Dude, why'd you put your new rig in the basement?
Didn't you hear? Bill's a gagillionaire now.
Basically, my new connection is so strong I can game anywhere. Check it out. We've got Gamer Rocker, Gamer Floaty, Gamer Couch.
Whoa.
It's got wheels.
Gamer Bench, Gamer Throne, and Gamer Mower.
What's that?
It's hard to game while walking downstairs.
I get it.
That's smart.
Live like a gagillionaire with low latency everywhere. AT&T Fiber with All-Fi.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to EVO 2024 Community Showcase, sponsored by Chipotle, as we bring you DNF Duel Top 4. We whittled down this top 6 to the top 4 entrants, and we're going to be getting right into the winner's side of the bracket with winners finals coming right up between Blue Lynx and Borderlands.
Yeah. It's going to be a very exciting match. You know, both those players in their previous games looked dominant over their opponents, right? It was very like, I think it was 3-0 for the first one, and 3-1 for Blue Lynx versus Endai, and then it was 3-0 for Borderlands versus Tenured Mule. So it'll be interesting to see if they can, one of those players can be able to recreate that situation, or if they're going to go the distance, just constantly bashing heads against each other, trying to figure out the next layer that they need to stand on. Matchup-wise, though, we are looking at it going to be Blue Lynx most likely playing Swift Masters. It seems that that's what they've been wanting to do through the tournament, and then Borderlands on the launcher.
Yeah, so we will have access to a lot more mobility options with Swiftmaster, and also a lot more counter zoning options as well, anti-zoning options with Swiftmaster as well, compared to the Hitman that Tenured Mule did have. So it's going to be interesting to see how we rotate through those tools, and obviously how we work around all the projectiles that Launcher has available to her. And now another thing too is that Launcher struggles on defense, but also struggles with anti-airs as well because of the angles that her moves hit at. And Swiftmaster could potentially take advantage of that fact.
Yeah, a lot of where Swiftmaster likes to place themselves is kind of in that range, but I think a lot of it that you're going to be seeing from Borderlands' perspective is more preemptive than like other characters are having to deal with Swiftmaster, where just the ways that you're going to want to be able to anti-air them out, Launcher doesn't have the snappiest options available to them on deck. So it'll be interesting to see, how that kind of layers up. But really, I think in Borderlands, you don't want Blue Lynx to get near you at all. You're just like, hey, stay away. I am here to zone you out. You stay over there in your little safe space. I'll stay here in my safe space. We're good to go.
Yeah, that really is the game plan that Launcher wants to go for pretty much all the time, really. But we'll see exactly how long Borderlands can keep that up. And they did keep that up for pretty much the entirety of the last set against Tenured Mule. As we talked about before, where Tenured Mule finally was able to play the game down on the loser's side. But on the winner's side, it was just extremely hard to try and deal with all the zoning and all the really just strong rotation of tools that Borderlands was representing, especially with those grenades and the types of projectiles he was tossing out.
Yeah. One thing that is, like you were commenting on earlier, is anti-zoning capabilities, though, that Swiftmaster does have. They do have, like we saw with Hitman, he has one projectile. It's kind of slow. It doesn't trade a whole lot. The beams are going to be important, a little bit more important in this matchup for Borderlands, because Swiftmaster has, I'm blanking on the notation off the top of my head right now, but he spawns 4 tornadoes around him that he normally uses as mix-up opportunities, but they count as projectiles and they eat projectiles. So you're able to just roll through and be able to stop some of the more scary stuff that they can bring from the full screen. Since they're forced to go for those laser beams, you tend to be a little bit safer and also can punish them if you're right on the timing. Yeah.
And it also kind of ties back into, with those aerial laser beams, it kind of ties back into the fact that Launcher, she has to be kind of like anti-air at like specific angles, and that laser can kind of help to exploit those angles and sit at that range where Launcher can't really contest Swiftmaster easily without maybe moving in or moving back.
Absolutely. So we will be now getting into the character selection, making sure these buttons are all set up right. Don't want any mistakes.
Yeah, get the button check here on the character select screen as well. Seems like we have everything in order. And right now we're already locking into the Swiftmaster as well as our cube of choice.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think about this, right? Like, if you're Blue Lynx, you're like pretty comfortable just like up backing really early on in this matchup, right? Like the Launcher isn't going to be able to like super like ground start range be able to snipe you out of the sky immediately. And I think things like air tap are going to be like really important for catching out what Launcher wants to do. So I'd be interested to see how Borderlands like applies that kind of like thought to try to stop them from like taking over the game in the early stages, because that is the one downside. Is Launcher is going to get like sent in on, especially versus a character like Swiftmaster. It can spell disaster for her.
Yeah, absolutely, but we'll see exactly how bad that can be or how good these players will end up playing in these respective matchups and how they rotate through those options to beat each other as we get straight into winners finals of a DNF Duel. Once again, Blue Lynx on the Swiftmaster and Borderlands on the Launcher.
And here we go, getting into the thick of it. Gonna see early, yeah, just immediately going up, going for the air tap, just like I was calling out. Borderlands not gonna be able to punish those at those round start ranges, and Blue Lynx is more than aware of it and wants to just be looping them again and again and again. Like I said, that is that new tool that he got in this patch, and you are showing how much he can work out early on as Blue Lynx is looking towards a perfect right now.
I think we might, right?
Oh,
yeah, there we go. That's a perfect KO for Blue Lynx.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that mana regen would come right back up in time. I was able to get like 2 mana at the last second to be able to cancel into the tornado special right there. And there we go. Those are the mini tornadoes coming out. I always call them the Koopa shells.
They are.
Because they're stopping the projectiles. And Tap also another great projectile, being a super quick full screen beam that you just got to hold down while you're blocking. It's a very, very safe time if you're a Swiftmaster dealing with the launcher. But good ISs from Borderlands, trying to create those gaps, trying to push him out a little bit more, but Blue Lynx just keeping the pressure up.
We're also seeing the range come to play as well from Swiftmaster. But right now, Borderlands finally able to run that zoning gameplay they've been looking for, but has to play a little bit more aggressive that I think they will like, because you see that laser coming out, and then when you leave him unattended at that full screen range, he can just set up those tornadoes and then just try to rush back into Blue Lynx. Not able to get too much advantage off of it as Borderlands keeps Blue Lynx zoned out for even longer. The grenade is going to be respected, and Blue Lynx actually just running right in and rolling to the other side so they're not stuck there in the corner.
Yeah, and we tried to roll through the big fireball right there, but Borderlands is already prepared for it. Just check him out with 5AA, and now we'll get rewarded with a quick little kill right here to confirm in the Awakening skill. Send him to the skies.
Yeah, and rolls are useful in some aspects in beating the zoning that launcher wants to go for. But a lot of time too, you kind of talked about it before when it came to the Hitman Awakening super, where there are a lot of projectiles the launcher throws out that are actually recovering very fast. So even if you do roll through those projectiles, oftentimes she recovers fast enough where she's safe, or she gets to keep her turn.
Yeah, like we've seen that a lot of times throughout the set as a whole with Borderlands, is on that specifically, you try to roll through it, she's already challenging, because you're already seeing behind her, she's throwing out more projectiles, more things are coming out on the screen. But Blue Lynx knows that if they just need to get to a point where they accidentally put themselves too close or allow Blue Lynx to get up close, and that's where they can really get the party started. DP going to be connecting out for them as well, and using that little bit of gray health to convert out and keep the pressure going.
All right, the flamethrower out, and there's the roll through the big fireball, and also a DP straight in Borderlands' face as well. It will find its mark, and he will do it one more time to take that game.
Yeah, and that's actually a really good layer to be representing, because Swiftmaster DP is very close-knit to him. So if you know that Borderlands is just going to be wanting to immediately press afterwards after going for Fireball, like just showing that, hey, I'm willing to risk it to blow you up, will force them to start changing those layers, and then that allows Blue Lynx to get up closer just like this, try to make something happen. But Borderlands found another opportunity to press out and will get good hits off of it and good spacing.
Continuing to space out Borderlands, playing out a pretty good range as well to try and keep Blue Lynx locked down. The airstrike too. Oh, and actually just in that dead spot of the airstrike, so Borderlands couldn't really get too much off of that.
Yeah, spending those air specials as well to keep up the momentum, but still caught him down right there. Borderlands looking to add a chunk of damage right now. But not just yet. No mana to keep the extension going. Still outside of Awakening. Blue Lynx doing a great job on those combos to make sure that they don't start in Awakening. But you will have to deal with it very shortly if they decide to use Conversion here.
Own the lasers, but those tornadoes keeping them safe, as well as the airstrike coming in from behind, checking Blue Lynx.
Yeah, you saw, we saw just right before that, it's like, hey, they did double tornado to hold themselves up to the air, but they did the first tornado just a little too late, so they didn't have the time to recover to keep themselves up above the missile coming down. So Borderlands able to get some reward off that, and now going to try to keep that momentum to go forward.
Yeah, and this right here, this is kind of the range that Borderlands was playing at. Maybe a little closer too, because you see that rain. That's what's important, because you do not want Swiftmaster to be taken up into the air. But when you keep doing that, that also gives Blue Lynx an opportunity to rush in exactly like that. So once again, it's a bit about rotating those options to make sure that Blue Lynx doesn't get an opportunity to escape the corner.
Great series of blocks right there. be able to make this round look even more towards Borderlands' favor from the beginning, but Blue Lynx is not out just yet. They still have a lot of different things they can do, setting up the air orb to drag them closer, forcing Borderlands to back off and lose some of that momentum if they want to try to keep the preferred spacing.
Oh, and that's a great laser from Borderlands coming down, not enough to kill Blue Lynx just yet. Blue Lynx staying alive with very little health remaining, but Borderlands could easily die if Blue Lynx finds that one a good hit. Airstrike making sure they stay safe, and that giant fireball catching Blue Lynx from below.
Yeah, and that's a danger spot, right? Like we saw earlier in the first game, Tornadoes coming out and being able to like really deal with what Borderlands wanted to bring to the table. But as soon as Borderlands switched it up, recognizing, okay, you are playing the matchup, you're doing everything you need to do to try to stop my game plan, it's time to bring out the new launcher, and has been only throwing out things that are able to stop exactly what Blue Lynx wants to be doing.
Yeah, for sure. Borderlands throwing Blue Lynx into yet another combo. Now, Launcher isn't known for high damage, but you can just see how much advantage Borderlands gets off of so many of these enders and so much of these moves during neutral whenever they get blocked. But right now, Borderlands is in a tough situation because they blocked that giant tornado, and that's a lot of plus range for Blue Lynx to continue their pressure.
And there we go. Oh, great use of the conversion right there. Able to find the punish off the flamethrower. They're going to make a lot of reward off of this. Should be able to set him up for a one more touch situation after the recovery. Yeah, sets up Nuke, but we're going to jump up with the air tap. But you fell right into that anti-air range. But Borderlands didn't finish the combo, so Blue Lynx still has another chance.
Yeah, still has one more chance right here, but unfortunately going to get stopped short as Borderlands just goes for the ult reliable with the guns, shooting those legs as Borderlands takes another round here in game number 3.
Yeah, that 5A is really useful because at the angle it hits, you're able to space yourself out pretty far, and you don't even have to go into like 5AA to keep it super, safe or going to cancel options. You're just pretty good to be, right there. DPs are trying to come out for Blue Lynx right here, but Borderlands has just been spacing themselves out so well to be able to deal with that.
And one more small hit for Borderlands is going to take it over Blue Lynx. Lots of chip damage, and there's that reversal attempt. But Borderlands just out of that range, going to be whip punishing him right here to take that game.
Yeah. And Borderlands looking confident. They are stone cold right now. They're like, yep, all right, let's just get through this. But Blue Lynx wants to go back to character select. What's the thing about it? Do I want to bring a new trick out of the pocket? Or do I just want to lock in with the Swiftmaster? And I think they're looking to lock in with Swiftmaster, but at least collecting their thoughts. Okay, I was looking great in game 1. What happened these last 2 games?
And you did mention that that Blue Lynx does actually have multiple characters at his disposal. So maybe he might lock back into the Swiftmaster. Maybe he'll lock into a different character instead. But right now, it looks like he will be choosing the Swiftmaster, continuing with the character, just taking a minute to breathe and taking a minute to understand, like, okay, yeah, right, like you said, what did I do wrong? What can I do better? And how can I how can I better approach this matchup? Because while he did have like the right idea starting off, Borderlands just makes some great adaptations to actually just punish Blue Lynx for those strategies.
Yeah, it was one of those like, hey, you've represented these layers, but then you haven't really moved too far past them, or at least in the case of Blue Lynx. Borderlands is now representing, hey, we're here. You got to figure out how you're going to deal with me. How are you going to deal with these tornado safe setups? How are you deal with these DP safe setups? How are you deal with me spacing myself out perfectly, even when you use the wind orb to try to pull me back in? But right now, we're just bringing them back out at the beginning, trying to make something start. Borderlands, though, finding an early hit, going to be able to get some great corner carry off this and some great damage.
All right. Okay, I see the roll coming in, but Borderlands still have plenty of time to go for another move and keep that turn going.
There we go. Trades off the JAs for both of them. Was trying to get up close, but the mana beam came through right there.
Yeah, not dropping the combo this time around. Grenades are out, but Blue Lynx going to be taking advantage of those air lasers from above. Borderlands caught out yet again. Airstrike coming down, and the laser to cover another angle.
Oh,
Trade
good
once again.
Yeah, good trades right there. Not able to make anything happen big for either player. Did not have a ton of mana, so only able to get one option out before set back into recovery. And now Borderlands just gonna be zoning it once again, looking to get that guard bar down as low as possible, trying to look for a guard break because they are sitting at 1 HP.
Yeah, and how do you get out of that situation?
So you can, like, if Borderlands gets up really close, like towards the very end right there, you could have gone for guard cancel out of there, but they are most likely baiting it, so it is a risky option. You can try to DP on a gap. Once again, they could be baiting it. It's a risky option. There are things you can take, but sometimes it's also fine to just take the guard break and use that as a how do we think on the next game, because now Blue Lynx is able to deal 60% off the early stages of this game, and now find another opportunity to get them close. Got the roll to work because they did it late to actually cross through this time. So they could not autocorrect, and Blue Lynx to put another round on the board to tie this game up.
All right, Blue Lynx starting to bring things back here in game number 4 of Winners Finals. We're already seeing, once again, like just good adaptations coming in. We're advancing those layers, and now Borderlands is on them to start to make some changes to their playstyle to stop Blue Lynx from making this comeback here.
Yeah, and Borderlands, looking to just close this out. This is their match point to move on in the Grand Finals winner side, but Blue Lynx staying with these nice delays. Had a little bit of a GameStop trade, but not able to get a full conversion off of it, so we'll instead get off of this hit right here.
This combo should be very close to killing, if not, yeah, very close. But one more hit, and we have the mix coming in.
I love whenever they go for the triple fastfall mix. I love when Swiftmaster players do that. It's great. And Blue Lynx going to be using that to put another point on the board. Borderlands just wants to jump right into it as we get into our final game of our Winners Finals.
Yeah, setting up those vacuums as well. It's very smart just to bring the launcher towards you instead of playing at the range that she much prefers to play at.
Yeah, just like that. Now bringing in those base level mixes of just strike throw off of that is going to be doing a lot. But Borderlands now trying to keep the tempo to go towards their favor as they've been able to get that zoning game and zoning combo started.
Okay, here's the punish for Borderlands on that roll attempt from Blue Lynx, and Blue Lynx doing that once again where he tries to roll in and do the reversal, but this time Borderlands actually not pressing anything.
Yeah, ready for that situation, knowing that, hey, Blue Lynx wants to be very aggressive because they're just trying to make sure they can guarantee those wins and able to capitalize on it after this interaction as well to now put themselves once again back on match point.
And I love that small pause from Borderlands at the end right there too. Just waited and see like, okay, what's he doing? Is he not doing anything? Okay, then I'm free to press a button, and I'm at that range where he will get countered if he tries to press something in response.
There we go, sets it out once more, just trying to back roll. Space themselves out of the things that are very scary towards your guard engagements. You've seen yourself get guard broken once, you don't want it to happen again. Great roll for Borderlands, but the DP not going to connect. But that combo unfortunately got interrupted by the tornado still hitting above, reducing the hit stun right at the very end.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate, but what's not unfortunate is that Blue Lynx does have the corner position and is trying to bring Borderlands to him. Oh, but he misses that laser by just barely.
Yeah, air tap hitting it was not at the right angle. He just needed to be a little bit more forward to clutch it out. Unfortunately, not going to work out for them just yet.
All right, here we go. Blue Lynx getting access to those buffs. Both players with access to those buffs.
Take him out once more, just keeping the pressure up. But air tap now working and able to find the pickup as well. Away from the nuke and a very, very simple combo at the end to put us at the last game, last set of this. Just like you said, these two players who were very dominant in their previous games going the distance here in our Winners Finals.
We're just trading games back and forth. But only one can come up on top. And right now, Blue Lynx is the one taking an early lead. Has a tornado out in full screen, but or in the corner. But we're now back here at full screen against Borderlands. And anything can happen. Even if you got that first early lead, your health can deplete just so fast. If you find that one a good hit, and right now Borderlands is continuing to find these good hits against Blue Lynx.
Yeah, it did put them right into Awakening, so Blue Lynx will be very, very comfortable. Oh, but you got clipped right at the very end of the flamethrower right there, so you're stuck back in the corner, and you have to hold all this air tap, gonna get blocked out. Roll forward, but the tornadoes keep it safe right here.
Borderlands is electing to block all this right now. Great blocks and a great TP as well, catching Blue Lynx on the reset attempt.
Yeah, but not enough to kill just yet, so Blue Lynx still has one chance, one opportunity to seize everything. Is he gonna capture it, or is he gonna let it slip? We'll have to find out, and Borderlands is almost in a very dangerous situation as you got hit right there, and you're staying so spaced out of the tornadoes. Nuke comes down to guard break at the very end, and Borderlands able to move on forward to the Grand Finals winner side.
Because we actually dragged their controller along with it, but great job to Blue Lynx taking it over them, like taking over Borderlands like that.
Definitely some expert class gameplay. If you wanted to see what some of the highest level of DNF Duel is, that was a match to watch. And after we just got through that exciting match, we get to see another exciting match as we've got Tenured Mule versus Endai.
So yeah, we will be dropping down to losers semi-finals here to decide who gets to go on into losers finals and who gets to go play in losers side of grand finals as well to prove themselves one more time here on the big EVO stage here for DNF Duel. But yeah, Tenured Mule back up on stage and Endai. How do you think this matchup is going to go?
It's interesting, right? Inquisitor is a character that is like just wanting to constantly keep pressure up, but has to create gaps because they generate too many plus frames off of their main like specials and neutral tools. It's tends to why you see people go for Molotov a lot more than to go for Wheel, because Wheel costs more mana. You're like plus 182 or something like a ludicrous amount, but at that point, like, you're just waiting for the plus frames to end to try to create an opportunity to open them up. Meanwhile, Molotov puts them in a much smaller plus range and allows you to create some better mix-up opportunities.
And you can just repeatedly do that as well, like because with the Wheel, you can only maybe do it once or twice, and then you're out. But with Molotov, you can do it many more times to keep that pressure going for longer.
At 200 mana, you get 3 Wheels, and at 200 mana, and then I think you get 5 Molotovs. It's like, it's 80 for Wheel and 40 for Molotov, if I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm like just going off of approximations from what I remember.
I doubt we'll actually see 3 Wheels come out in quick succession.
We did see it earlier when Endai was on.
Was it 3 or was it 2?
They did 3 Wheels in a row. Okay. And it could be what they need to like try to close out or try to create a mix-up opportunity. It is a great like guard crush situation, but now guard cancels generally are pretty strong in this version of the game, so it's also something you have to be spaced out around. It's like I said, you don't normally see it a lot, especially at this caliber of play. It takes a lot to have gone wrong on the other end to have that situation come up. Meanwhile, though, Tenured Mule, I think is going to be very comfortable just standing away and being like, all right, you come to me. You try to do something to get me to faint out, because 2B is able to actually check a lot of things. As well as it's able to check the pre-jump like frames off of like an instant TKJMS, which is the big spinning like axe that she has in the air. It's very, very good at like stopping a lot of that. And as well as Inquisitor, if I remember correctly, is a slightly weaker character. So, no, weaker, sorry, my apologies. Lower health character than it. Slip of the tongue. And she is you know, more susceptible to these higher damage threats that you can see from Hitman, where you, instead of needing like, you know, two big combos, you need a 1/2 combo and 1 big combo to make it work out. So we'll be able to see more of it in the full send as we get into now our losers semis match, which is 2 out of, or no, it's all 3 out of 5.
Yeah, all 3 out of 5. Yep. DNF is supposed to game, but you can't really go first to 5 here for DNF when it comes to these final matches. So here we are getting right into losers semifinals. We're going back to that regular.
Oh, this is the unfair stage. This is where this is the volcano stage with the character that's throwing out Molotovs. It can be something a little hard to see.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Because I remember when people talked about the stage, they talked about like Enchantress. But now that I think about it, okay, yeah, the Molotovs make sense.
Yeah, it definitely was something that I have abused once and I will abuse again as when playing Inquisitor. But Tenured Mule says, I will not let that get to me, as I'm just going to be opening you up multiple times. And this is sort of what I was talking about before, right? Where you don't need as many big hits right here, because this is just, that was, you know, 2 reasonable size combos and 1 last touch right at the very end for Tenured Mule to be able to guarantee the first round.
Yeah, perfect KO. Tenured Mule looking really good, I would say, in that first round. Obviously, not getting hit once by Endai, but that's not always going to be the case. Double products are never very likely, and Endai is immediately fighting it back against Tenured Mule, doing some chip damage already, and taking their turn right here.
Yeah, so the Molotov, and you see they're just jumping out of it, not wanting to have to hold that block zone, and trying to use their own JMS to close them out, but Endai using the momentum that Inquisitor has through her high mobility to set up close and find this big hit.
All right, here's another throw coming in against Tenured Mule. The conversion for Tenured Mule as well, but Endai just keeping them locked in here. Very low health for Tenured Mule. 1 hit, 1 scratch.
Yeah, wasn't able to find the direct kill off that throw follow-up right there, but Endai now taking their turn back. Molotov comes through, and I love that, right? Trying to use the JMS to cover that airspace that Inquisitor was coming through, but then use the conversion to feint them out. But Endai was willing to commit with their own JBE right there.
Yeah, and Endai has actually been representing that tool a lot, especially with those Molotovs, because you cover the ground and then you cover the air like that. So a lot of times, if you want to immediately approach the opponent with that Molotov out, you need to be jumping over.
Yeah, but then losing out on that, in that situation, you can just roll through it and you're pretty safe. So you do lose out on that situation if they're ready for it, though. Endai not allowing that situation to come up this time, as you have to now hold that Molotov through that block string. Holy Jar applied, which does increase the flames of corruption that she can bring out right here.
And you can see that right now, this combo is definitely hurting. And you can see that Endai isn't really using a lot of resources either.
Yeah. Well, you get a lot of advantage out of it because with that debuff, you get a burn state applied onto you whenever a move that has flames hits you. So it can be just add up a lot without having to spend resources, but Tenured Mule is showing that you don't even need any kind of resources. You just need some good old-fashioned 3/4 screen lows to catch him out.
And now Tenured Mule 1 game up over Endai. We're seeing that spinning move coming in yet again. You talked about it before, but this time it will whiff, and Tenured Mule going to be getting a big punish from that.
All right, now staggering him out once more. Tried to go for the instant overhead, but was able to actually bait out the DP attempt from Endai right there, and should be able to get a good amount of reward to be coming through.
That's 2 combos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
All right. And I'll be curious to see what Endai wants to do. Just go for Molotov again. I do really like that, to just try to see if Tenured Mule wants to be aggressive, thinking that hey, you're not going to just try to back off. You do get a lot of reward if you do get a very early hit with it, but instead you can zone them out and then find your big opportunities like this to keep them into the corner, set them up with a burn state as well, and be ready to just put them in party time.
Absolutely, yeah. The burn state just taking away at that health automatically, so you don't really even need to be hitting Tenured Mule, and we're just going for these throws once over and over again as Tenured Mule continues to get opened up by them. So we have 200 meter on hand. We also have our Awakening State available to us, but Endai on full health is working on a perfect over Tenured Mule here.
Go. Oh, I like that use of conversion right there. Try to use it in that gap like we were talking about before it started. Using conversion to cut out between those gaps to try to poke them out, or try to use a DP into your favor. But unfortunately, that's not going to work, and that one isn't going to work as well, as Endai just played very patient and got rewarded for it with this big counter hit.
That big counter indeed. The half of Tenured Mule's health is gone. It's going to continue to bleed because of that damage over time and debuff. And Tenured Mule right now taking back their turn.
And that does put them into Awakening as well, so they're now threatening a lot right there. And a great use of that JA right there, gonna be able to catch out the DP. That is one downside to Inquisitor DP, is it doesn't hit fully above her, and you will be dealing a large chunk of damage for finding that opportunity.
Yeah, that was a lot of great health for Endai, and then Tenured Mule, just absolutely killing with this one.
I definitely was like, oh yeah, this combo's over, just forgetting that they were in Awakening. And able to clutch out another one. Tenured Mule up 2-0 now.
Yeah, looking really good down here on the loser side.
We'll have to see, can Endai make those adaptations, make that comeback that they are looking for, or if Tenured Mule can close out another 3-0 here. A conversion, that's a conversion they've been looking for to try to capitalize on them. And you saw Endai thinking oh, maybe they'll change up their game plan, so I'm going to try to control the ground a little more to check for the roll. And Tenured Mule was correct on their reads and correct on it to make some good decisions, but they dropped their combo, so now Endai gets to even up these life totals.
Yeah, absolutely. And going to be building up a lot of resources as well against Tenured Mule, but Tenured Mule also has a lot of resources to use here on defense against Endai. Both even health. Both good hit away, gets hit by the Molotov, and that should be dead.
Yeah, we'll just be able to keep it very simple with a basic combo using the J2S loops right there, and then confirm into the Awakening Super. Endai looking to try to put points on the board as quickly as possible, because like we've been seeing in their previous matches, the more momentum they get, the more that they are in a winning position in a game, they're able to keep that going again and again and again, which is very akin to the characters that they like to play of Inquisitor.
Absolutely, but still doesn't remove the fact that Tenured Mule is 2 games up over Endai. Endai needs to take this round if we want to get one game on the board, and Tenor Mule is definitely giving him a fight for that single round. Whips the move again, but we see actually that that retreat from Endai to actually just make sure that we not get punished for it that time around.
Yeah. And I'll just be setting them once more, getting a tech situation, trying to catch Tenor Mule, being a little greedy with some Abari, but they're willing to block all of this out right here. JMS gonna connect, has the conversion as well to find the full pickup that they're looking for. Oh, but didn't find the second JMS to be able to connect right there, was just slightly too far out. And so now, Endai still has another chance to make something happen, but Tenor Mule kept patient and pressed that 5S as soon as they saw that run forward to catch him out.
And one thing I really like about how Tenor Mule plays is that he plays very patient. He kind of plays like just in one position or just backs up. He doesn't really move forward all that much. He lets Endai be the aggressor. And in a lot of those situations, he's really just stuffing those approaches from Endai, specifically on the Molotovs as well, where he set out the Molotovs and Endai tries to rush in, but Tenor Mule just holding his ground and just stuffs that approach with the larger button.
Yeah, and just as you said that, Tenor Mule decided, okay, I'm going to be aggressive this time, and then Endai got rewarded for it, able to hit them out of it. So you're right, those defensive plays tend to be working for them a little bit better, but right now you'll be seeing that a little more good conversion. Keep yourself safe. JMS gonna come out and get blocked. No way to keep yourself safe on Endai's side. So now you have to hold this big combo right here with a quick little reset into the overhead to add that back up, force you to take another one-touch situation.
Tenor Mule has really been favoring that reset in general, and going to be resetting once again. Endai will be blocking correctly that time around. That could have been death. A guard cancel. Oh, and that's going to be a huge hit for Tenor Mule.
Yeah, that's that kind of patience right there. And one thing that's very important with this game that you see really only, but you see in a couple other games, especially here at EVO, is guard button checks. A lot of people just natively when they're playing fighting games don't tend to use the guard button. But however, it will check some situations that come up. So seeing that, like, hey, I can just hold that guard button down, and then that left-right you're doing, not going to work out for you.
Yeah. No, you have a guard button. Use it, please.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
It's really good.
But it's not one of those things that you always want to be bringing out. But what we do want to be bringing out right now is our lovely sponsors for this event. So please check out these ads and keep supporting the streaming.
So how would you describe the chicken to someone who had never tasted it?
Literally melt in your mouth tender. We don't have a freezer, It's almost like a farmer's market. When you walk into the restaurant, you should hear the sizzle that you're hearing right now. Just sends all those waves up to your mouth.
You're making me hungry.
Red Bull gives you wings.
And that's how AT&T All-Fi KO'd weak Wi-Fi.
Get low latency when you need it most. Live like a gagillionaire with AT&T All-Fi.
Protect your eyes styling under the sun. Blue light glasses while you're gaming, having fun. Zenny's got affordable eyewear for all warriors and monsters alike. EVO sunglasses, available now.
This crew will go anywhere. Take any job. Face any enemy. We're the free gunner crew of the North Star. And together, we're going to make our mark on this galaxy.
PlayStation. And welcome back to the top 6 for DNF Duel. Here we are getting further on through the bracket as we are now approaching the end portion of it. We are all the way to our losers finals here. Only a couple games left, only a little bit more DNF Duel action, so make sure that you stick around through all of it as we will be getting these games going as soon as possible. Up first is our losers side match, Blue Lynx versus Tenured Mule.
Yeah, and Blue Lynx has been having a great run so far, being sent down to losers side after that winners finals match. But Tenured Mule has been having a really good losers run after losing immediately in winners side round 1 of top 6, where they got sent down and then made it like a pretty good run. I mean, like, what was the last score? What, 2-0?
Yeah, so Tenured Mule got 3-0'd by Borderlands, and then has 3-1'd and then 3-0'd their next opponents.
Yeah, so they've been on a roll, being able to really show off what Hitman can do, but now we're back here on Losers Finals. You know that Tenured Mule is trying to prove himself yet again in grand finals against the launcher, but so is Blue Lynx after losing in winners finals. So we'll see exactly who gets to get that run back after this losers finals.
Yeah. You know, this is like it's that classic of both these people lost to the person who's sitting in grand finals. And they both want that salty sweet run back. They both want to try to get their chance to make something happen. But we'll have to see.
I'll say, like, whoever's sitting on winner side grand finals is probably sitting really comfortably, knowing that, like, hey, they've proven that they can be in they can beat these two players already. So we'll see exactly, yeah.
But you always have to be scared of the loser side power up. There are those people that are just like, as soon as they get put in the loser, like, nah, you get one and that's it.
Yeah, that's true. But sometimes you get that momentum from loser side because they have been playing on the setup like pretty much the entire time.
Yep.
And also just like being able to like consistently win these matches, like, okay, I feel really confident that I can make this back. And also, you know, there's also the factor that, hey, they have plenty of time to think about what they did wrong before, and now they had plenty of time to simmer on it, can actually start to put those strategies into effect. But before they can even put those strategies into effect, both these players are going to be playing against each other for the first time in this bracket as we lock into the Swiftmaster and the Hitman.
Yeah, we'll have to see who can come out on top, who can make their, bring their shot back to get that run back in the grand finals as we load into our losers finals match. And this is going to be sort of akin to what we saw with the previous time that we had Blue Lynx up with the Swiftmaster. You're going to be seeing them try to just be spaced away outside of the Hitman range, using things like tap, using things like the Air Tornado set to pull them closer in those disadvantaged ranges. But Tenured Mule will just want to stay as far away as possible until they get to the exact spot where like things like 5S and 2B really connect, or if they get too close, DPing is very effective.
I'll say, like, there's some things that Hitman would struggle with compared to like the launcher matchup as well, where they have like some similarities, but overall, Swiftmaster isn't as crazy in terms of that zoning game, and Tenured Mule does have many opportunities to get in front of Blue Lynx's face, and actually does have many opportunities to actually catch Blue Lynx if they try to go for those aerial lasers, air taps, and then on the fall down, they can just grab them right there.
Absolutely, and that's a great tool for some of those situations. A lot of people will just like to roll past a lot of the Hitman pressure to get up close, where if you end in a late 236 MS, that's the spinning gun flick, and you don't jump cancel it, it pulls it all the way back, hitting from behind. So it was something you have to be prepared for. Tenured Mule showing those options very early on, saying, hey, I know what you want to do. How are you going to deal with it? And right now, Blue Lynx able to keep that stagger pressure going up, create that answer for the start of what Tenured wants to bring.
Absolutely. Bring him back in as well to keep this Oki going, and also setting out the vacuum here as well to keep Tenured Mule at range. And there's a reversal catching from far away as well.
Yeah, tap there, but no punish on it because they had the orb set, was scared of going to the cancel into the EX follow-up. Tenured Mule, now once again, still a little scared of it, but found the opportunity to start running up close, knowing, hey, you can't do it at this point, and I get to now punish you with the charge MS right there. But no full combo.
Star cancel coming out from Blue Lynx, and you can see Tenured Mule trying to zone out Blue Lynx just a little bit.
Yeah. I tried to use that 6MS as well when they saw the tornado spawn around them, as it does clear them out completely, both on the forward and back hits. So it's a very good tool to be able to stop a lot of what like Blue Lynx can bring to the table, but it is very expensive meter-wise, so you can't be doing it too much.
Now Tenured Mule kind of playing that patient playstyle we seen from them pretty much this entire top 6. And while it has been working out, it will unfortunately not end up working out for them here in this round, as honestly, that one went really long. That was like 20 seconds long on the clock. I think that was the longest one we've seen so far.
I mean, and that's that patience, because both these players are basically just sitting at the full screen trying to figure out, like, okay, what are you going to do? Who's going to come up first? And not making these bigger, risky decisions like those DPs right there. Went with the conversion to go for a reset off of the DP punish. Interesting. Okay, I like it though. You know, I think Tenure Mule, like trying to layer those resets early on into this game, can really force Blue Links to start thinking way more on their own like block string pressure that's being happened, and then that puts you in a scary situation to just get blown up.
But right now, Blue Links is not blowing up, and with that conversion, able to get a really good hit against the Tenor Mule as we start looping this combo here in the mid screen. 300 meter, two Blue Links' name. Also has the Awakening buffs as well. This combo should be enough to kill, I think.
Yeah, with Awakening, with the meter on deck, you should be able to close out the round right here.
Okay, yeah. I was a bit unsure, but yeah, there we go.
Basically, once it gets to that last, like, I think it's like the 15% health mark, I think every Awakening min damage guarantees a kill. So
okay,
as long as you can get to that range, you're always in a very good spot to just slap that button and put a point on the board for yourself. In this case, Blue Links was doing it for them, and they'll be trying to do it again, but Tenure Mule going to just play patient right now and try to capitalize on a big 5 MS hit right there, getting the loops and dealing a ton of damage.
Yeah, that's what we're kind of talking about, right? Where Blue Links is trying to jump up to the air, maybe set up those air taps or set up those spheres, vacuum spheres, but Tenor Mule instead just sitting back saying, okay, you're going to go up there, I'm going to hit you with this big anti-air.
Absolutely, but though Blue Links able to find themselves a way out of that situation, and now keeping these loops up, keeping the damage going, we'll just be putting them right below that Awakening range and forcing them to block, but a great 2B. That's that exact 2B spacing that Tenure Mule wants to be on. Blue Links, I think, didn't recognize it fully at that moment, and now you get a nice little safe jump into some more pressure going through, plus streams coming through in case they tried to roll, but instead you're getting caught low, and one JMS to get a nice critical hit.
And you'll note too that Tenor Mule has actually gone for an overhead every single time after that reset. I don't think he's ever gone for an like a empty overhead into low, but this time he actually went for that low and definitely caught Blue Links off guard.
The low is scary because they can't up RA out of it, right? It's not a guaranteed option that you get from it. But if they're just so confident that you keep going like overhead, overhead, you now get results out of that. It was a great mix-up for Blue Links right there. I do want to point that out, but unfortunately not able to find the conversion that they were looking for, and Tenured Mule will instead use that conversion off the counter hit, follow up to keep that health bar low for Blue Links.
They're tossing out these giant specials, giant normals against Blue Links. Oh, and there's a big counter hit for Tenor Mule.
Yep.
And that should be the game, going to Tenor Mule to even things up, 1-1.
Yeah. These guys want to go the distance, and I believe that's what we are going to see.
Yeah, that is the objective right now. We are in losers finals. Both these players are evenly matched.
Yeah, but Blue Links, though, keeping it classic right here, found an early tap round start to just force Tenure Mule to block, and then able to find a good stagger strike off them. And Tenure Mule, they're not going to let that get to him. Take that hit and then immediately try to run your game plan again, getting a nice throw. Blue Links, though, really trying to control that mid-screen spacing once again, and DP going to work this time.
Yeah, these DPs have been doing so much work for Blue Links to get out of this pressure, but a big counter hit will net Tenor Mule huge reward. Straight into the Awakening Super, and that will be enough to kill, for sure.
Yeah, 6MS also is a really just easy tool to guarantee conversions into Awakening skill, which is not something that every character has. Some they have to kind of work for it, but it will always gravity them basically down to the exact range that you want to be in. So
yeah, it's a great combo stabilizer, right?
Yep, super, super useful tool to have. Just like a DP is useful to have on any character, Blue Links using that to get Hitman off of them. Now just keep it very patient. The 5B, but a nice tick throw set will be what you need. Oh, air tap though, gonna connect, and this is a great opportunity for Blue Links to, basically put you down into a one-touch situation.
I always find it so funny how many of those you can get.
Yeah, you get as many until the mana says no.
He's like, when's it ending? When is he going to drop it? But he doesn't. As Blue Links, takes that round. And we're, once again, even up here in this game.
I've been loving this just walk back round start from Tenured Mule, because I've been noticing Blue Links has been making some very aggressive options, but just do walk back, and then most of the time it's delay 5MS, cover so much of that screen and find a big counter hit is super, super useful. Overhead working out once again, but these 5Bs working great out for Blue Links, and now going to be able to get them into a nice starter right here, puts Tenured Mule into Awakening.
Yeah, you can see Terramil just backing up. He's just holding back. Not really doing anything too crazy, but Blue Link's able to pick this up after Terramil try to jump over to the other side. Lots of health being lost, but still alive in this round. Terramil really looking to take this, but Blue Link's finding that final hit.
Yeah, you saw that, like, normally if you see some other stuff that JA will, like, you normally see it's like, oh, it's safe that it hits out of them. And sometimes these Hitman players will utilize that as a way to, like, try to fake out and, you know, steal some turns back. But Blue Link's was well, like, that JA was way too high. You're minus. I'm going to find that guaranteed punish on it.
Another reversal. Okay, here's a counter hit for Terramil. Going to be doing a decent amount of damage.
And once again, going for that reset with the JA right there, just trying to catch him out when they can. And then once again, going low this time, seeing Blue Link's now constantly having to guess, I actually don't know which way they're going to go. How do I deal with the man mixing me up? I'm supposed to be mixing you up.
Exactly. Oh, but a huge whiff. We don't see that many from Terramil because he is so critical of his spacing. But right now, Blue Link's able to take so much off of Terramil's life bar because of that one mess up.
So those tornadoes at the end were supposed to kill right. We're supposed to like, hit them, confirm, knockdown, go into Awakening right there. They whiffed. Terramil then was like, okay, I'll just wait for you to fall in 5MS. The 5MS also whiffed, which then put them into a really awkward scramble situation. The Terramil was able to just keep calm and was able to find that round right there. Blue Link's, though, trying to keep calm in this one, but get DPs trading back and forth for both these players right now. Great roll, but no punish early, thinking maybe another DP would come out afterwards in those recovery frames.
Yeah, we're just using those 5 MSs to go through those tornadoes because there's really no other way to try and challenge, but it moves them a little bit forward, extending the hurt box just ever so slightly where Terramil was hit by it.
Busts them back down. Great use of the 6S right there, closing that gap in that distance to find these combos. Tenured Mule tying it up 2-2.
Now back here, losers finals, final game, game number 5. We're locking right in. No more character selects, no more breathers. One more chance for both of these players to make it back into grand finals.
Yep, DPs though working out great for Blue Link so far in these pressure situations, potentially seeing Tenured Mule change up their game plan a little bit. Tried to 5MS through that tornado, but it was too close. Got clipped out of it. And now Blue Link's trying to find opportunities to open it up, figuring out what do you want to do, how do you want to deal with it, and just like that, we've been seeing that DP come up again and again and again. Tenured Mule, though, this time blocking it and getting good reward and getting the nice little overhead into the low.
Yeah, lots of reset attempts here from Terramil. Pretty long pressure string that we're building up on Blue Link's right now, but Blue Link's going to be rushing in and challenging that.
Yeah. And that is very scary, so you have to walk back off that gravity orb right there. But sometimes they can try to go for a dash low as you're like trying to be spaced out away from being in the scary EX follow-up range. But there we go from Blue Link's finding a mix-up. Hasn't been able to get too many of those big situations working out. Confirms into the Awakening to put another point on the board to put them one round away from sitting in the grand finals.
One more to go. We're on a set point of losers finals. Blue Link's with the advantage. And Terramil immediately going to a much more aggressive play style starting off this round. The last thing you want to be is predictable. And even though the patience has been working out for Terramil, you know, catching Blue Link's off guard early can be beneficial.
Yeah, let's see if they can keep that kind of pressure up right there. Had a little tech out situation, but both players just wanted to hold down back, waiting for someone else to make the move. So Tenured Mule took that advantage into their hands and are now finding a great series of corner pressure. Keeps it with a low this time. Should be able to put them into a one-touch situation afterwards. But we may see a reset as well, because that is what Tenured Mule does like to try to do. No, just hard knockdown.
There, we're just keeping this combo going. There's the OTG, and there's the reversal coming out from Blue Link's. It's been doing so much work, and it's not going to be baited this time around.
Yeah, well, let's see if they can keep this combo loaded. No, they want to just end it right here, try to go for one more mix to guarantee on that next hit situation. But Tenured Mule able to block out, able to keep this pressure safe. Guard cancel, knocks him out full screen, destroys the tornadoes, conversion on the 6MS. trying to make something happen right here. Just really trying to stagger it out. Both players trying to find a big opportunity right here. And a DP is going to connect, though. You have the ability to cancel it out. This should be close enough for Blue Lynx to close this round out and take it to move on forward to grand finals.
Wow, what a DP.
What a
DP. Like, we've seen so many of these DPs work, but that truly was an insane call out.
It was a great use of that DP, knowing that it's like, hey, you keep trying to move past this layer, and I am wanting to stay on it. So you're playing into my own mind game right here. And then being able to recognize that situation with conversion that you did have the kill. It's just top of the line, showing you the level of like just quick reactions to all the resources that you have on deck, all the screen positioning, everything you need. And Blue Lynx was able to clutch it out right at the very end.
Yeah, absolutely, and that gives Blue Lynx a path into the loser's side of Grand Finals, where we will be seeing that winners finals run back here against Borderlands, and we'll be having to say goodbye to Terramille out of the bracket. But once again, congratulations to Terramille for making it this far. I mean, loser's finals, no slash, and you got third place. You're on that podium. You got the bronze medal, and I'm sure that Terramille wants to go a lot further than that, but only one player can move forward.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's the obvious thing of only one player move forward, but sometimes you have to think it's like, I got third place. It's really good. You did better than, I don't remember how many people were in this, but you did better than 95% of the bracket.
Yeah.
You were in that top, upper level potential. And like I said, that match could have gone either way, because if that DP was blocked, that was an immediate round that was to go for.
Yeah, that was true. It was a final game, final round situation. So honestly, like, can't really get too mad about that. Both players were playing very well, but that's just that hard call out with the DP from Blue Lynx was just phenomenal.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm very curious to see how they are going to want to change on this matchup, because we saw very early on in that set that Blue Lynx was like, hey, I've got the read. I understand the layer 1 that we want to be playing on, but then Borderlands just kept adapting again and again and again over Blue Lynx. I'm curious to see what what kind of changes they can make to their game plan, their positioning, sort of their ideology on what they want to be doing in this matchup.
Yeah, we'll see exactly how this ends up turning out. I wonder if we're going to go back to layer 1, or we're just going to continue this process of stacking up on those layers. And, sometimes it is important to still represent those tools, even if they're starting to call them out a little bit more often. Like I said, even though they can be called out, the last thing you want to be is predictable, unless they're specifically calling out with every single string, like constantly making all of their strings DP safe, for example, like we saw maybe in like the Luful match, where you don't really want to be representing the DP, because like to not be predictable, you're getting blown up for that.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, it looks like we're still waiting on our players right now to be coming up for our grand finals. I just want to take this opportunity once again, folks. If it's your first time seeing DNF Duel, please make sure to check it out. The DNF Duel community has a lot of great resources, a lot of wonderful people in here who are willing to help people out. You can check out the DNF Duel Network, which is I think like Discord, Twitter account, and I want to say they even have some other social media pages that I don't remember all of them off the top of my head, but they will always be keeping you up to date with different events, news, any kind of these like character updates that we will be getting in the future. There's all sorts of different things that will be coming up. So make sure to check that out if this is what you're interested in. If you have been playing DNF Duel, thank you once again for supporting this game through and through again and again and again.
I think that's one of the really cool things about DNF Duel too, is just that like a lot of the players that you actually see on the stage right now who have all been playing in top 6, they're all willing to help a newcomer get into the game. And I think that's one of the really cool things about the FGC in general, is just that you have that line from the top players to completely new players where like they can intermingle, they can share what they learned, they can share their experiences. And with DNF Duel, the game is constantly very cheap. There's so many good resources. It has a dust loop page, and not many games actually have like a complete dust loop page like DNF Duel, where you can just easily look up frame day, you can easily look up hitboxes, and easily try and learn the game for yourself. And it's also a very easy game to pick up too, kind of similar to a game like Grand Blue, where you have the block button, you have the one button specials, So you don't really have to worry about those motion inputs and doing anything super complex.
Absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, to comment on what you're talking about before, of like the range of like the top players helping all the way down the beginner, like community members as a whole for this game are very like in it. Hubert, for example, was running one of the premier weekly net play tournaments for this game, or bi-weekly, weekly or bi-weekly, I can't remember off the top of my head, of Clover Clash, and they made it all the way to top 6 of the bracket. They do very well at this game, but there's still someone who's like, hey, I just want to make events happen. I just want to support the scene. I want to support what we're doing with this game. So I am glad to always see those kinds of people around in the community to be helping us out, putting, you know, not only putting the game on their backs, but putting the community on their backs.
Yeah, for sure. But this is we're about getting to the end of top 6, like we've talked about before. Finally, we do have the players on the stage. You got Blue Lynx on the left, Borderlands on the right. Borderlands, once again, going to be representing that launcher, and Blue Lynx is going to be representing that Swiftmaster yet again, just kind of locking back into those characters that you were playing as before to kind of just further the adaptation, further the layers that you were already working on.
Yeah, there's no need, unless you feel like you've like unlocked, you know, some secret like technique in between that little break right there. I don't think there's any reason to swap off the characters that you've been playing through the course of this top 6. It's very like, you know, you're not only just having like what you're used to momentum-wise and how you want to gameplay this, but just the general muscle memory. You don't want a random combo drop to happen and then you're forced into a scramble. And you know, especially if you're in the case of someone like Borderlands, like scrambles aren't usually as good as for launcher as they are for Swiftmaster. So
absolutely. Yeah, we saw actually a lot of scramble situations that Borderlands did find himself in. He was losing.
Yep.
Like, what Borderlands always wants to be in control. And the moment he loses that control, that's where the other player can really come out on top.
And that's going to be the key to victory for Blue Lynx, to make it to make it through the reset. But Borderlands, even like we've seen it before, they are more than willing to just tank a couple of weird scramble situations, and it does not affect their mental at all. They immediately just go for like, okay, hit, back out, tech, backdash, backstep away, and then we're throwing misses. Boom, we're throwing lasers. We'll have to see who can win, the power of wind or the power of technology here as we get into the start of our grand finals. Borderlands on the winner side, Blue Lynx on the left, on the loser side, needs to make the full run back that they are looking for here. We will see who will come out on top. We will see who is able to take it here as we get in the beginning. Up, back, tap. No, you want to stay on the ground because we already moved past that layer in the previous set. Borderlands, though, going to take the first early hit right here and going to be putting them into a very scary situation with the nuke coming out, but the roll spaced out perfectly.
We are already representing those rolls and also representing those giant tornadoes as well to actually dissuade Borderlands from doing those jump back lasers.
There we go. That's so smart. Being able to set up the tornadoes, keep themselves safe from the zoning pressure. And as soon as Borderlands tried to challenge after a quick little 2A check, they were able to hit them and get a counter hit. And Blue Lynx was able to keep their turn back over Borderlands. Found their opportunity to keep themselves safe, spaced out, and now you're in Awakening dealing with the launcher combos and the launcher pressure immediately afterwards.
And there it is. You can see that Blue Lynx seeing the air strike being sent down, and Borderlands actually going for that aerial meaty to catch Blue Lynx, trying to escape and go back into that dead zone. Because oftentimes, whenever Blue Lynx is stuck there in the corner and the airstrike is coming down, they want to be going right into that dead zone and shooting out those air attacks. But it's not enough to kill. Blue Lynx with a pixel of flight and rushes in with the tornadoes.
Yeah, that's the careful thing about this. Sometimes that Awakening minimum damage isn't enough, and instead Blue Lynx able to take that scramble situation to the favor. You can see him just shaking their heads like, yeah, I guess that's what happened right here. And Blue Lynx able to steal that first round out from under Borderlands.
Don't get confident until you see that KO screen, and that's what they all say. Now Blue Lynx with a round up over Borderlands is doing so much damage to Borderlands in this second round, expending all those resources in Borderlands in that very low health territory.
Oh, sending the double missiles out right there, but Blue Lynx did a really good job of using rolls under them to mess up the positioning on them. So that forced Borderlands to spend more meter just to be able to try to control them with that like they were looking for. That now allows Blue Lynx, you know, I give them an opportunity to use the tornadoes coming close, but they had to use it on the second attempt right there.
There it is. Bring him in, throwing him, just like Taker from Blaze Blue.
Yeah, you know, suck him in close, using that tandem engine to bring him in, finding these big opportunities for him. We'll have to see. You know, Blue can keep that momentum. I think that big round stealer variant was huge and super unexpected. And now Blue Lynx is someone who, like we've seen before, runs high on momentum, can get a lot of work out of it in this situation. And Borderlands now has to hold a lot of just Swiftmaster pressure here.
Oh yeah, hold a lot of pressure. They have to, because Borderlands is once again at dangerously low health this early into the round. Blue Lynx is just on a roll right now, trying to get to that tournament point reset. And honestly, like, that very first game kind of was like, first round was like a bit of a momentum killer, I feel like. Where Borderlands felt like they won that round, but then lost because there was just a little bit of life left for them.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Borderlands, though, back at the zoning game where they want to be, where they feel most comfortable. Blue Lynx trying to find an opportunity to take a breather, be like, okay, I got to make a chance to challenge in right now because that guard bar is going down further and further. DP attempt came out, but it did not work. So Borderlands should be able to quickly close out on this, and this awakening skill will definitely kill.
Yeah, no questions about it this time around. That is dead, and that is the round for Borderlands.
Yeah, and that was what they wanted more in that first game. But I think you were saying Blue Lynx got that momentum swing really early on, and it's going to try to utilize that. However, Borderlands doing a great job of challenging him, trying to slow down that speed a little bit more into their favor. Oh, and this is big. Like, being able to set out the wind orb as they're going for those slower setup projectiles could actually bring the launcher closer that you get roll punishes on. But, you know, not able to find that opportunity just yet for Blue Lynx. So instead, they need to find it off of here. And there we go. Grabs are now opening up into this, forcing some Abare attempts to come out from Borderlands potentially in the future. But right now, you're just holding all these guard cancels.
Solid combo here as Borderlands will be building up a lot of meter. Not enough to kill because we don't have super available, but we're going to send down that sphere so Borderlands can't easily retreat. But that's going to be the kill.
Yeah, that should kill it right there as long as they keep it calm. Like, yeah, Blue Lynx had the right idea to go for the throw right there. Borderlands was super willing to take it, but they won't be taking anything much longer as this second confirm will kill. No awakening skill. If you just confirmed to the awakening, it would have been able to kill. Borderlands was trying to keep it a little bit too simple right here, and now Blue Lynx had almost an opportunity to clutch it out right there. You see the players even talking about, like, oh my god, can you believe it?
Yeah, that was almost a very scary situation for Borderlands. Still able to close out in the end with a very clutch airstrike too. Just throwing out the airstrike and preventing Blue Lynx from wanting to approach Borderlands. And there's that flamethrower pickup here. Throw Blue Lynx into that corner, solidify this round start advantage for Borderlands.
Yeah. And this is, you know, like we were saying, this is the classic launcher game plan against Swiftmaster. Just get them locked in and then space outside of all of their, you know, reversal options that they have. Make them do something that's a little aggressive and a little greedy and make a read. And Borderlands says, you're not reading anything. Those glasses are off. You can't see it because I'm taking a perfect.
Yeah. One more round here for Borderlands to take a lead here in Grand Finals. Already off to a strong start once again. Things started off a bit rough, but Borderlands starting to bring things back.
Yeah, and we already bring on a new layer that we hadn't seen too much from them, going for triple overhead right there. We'd been predominantly seeing like just double overhead into safe, like low pressure, but Blue Lynx was getting too comfortable with that, so triple overhead working great. Now these lows catching them out as well. Not enough mana to get the full combo that they were looking for, but still a lot of damage into the missile set play, and this should be enough to put them into a one-touch situation.
Grenade as well, the Gatling gun. Blue Lynx unsure of how to get out of the position. Okay, but we're back at full screen, so we set out the tornadoes.
Oh,
Borderlands try to basically just eat through all of that.
No, I really like that idea because like that's the general punish for like a whiff DP that you want to be doing, but it's a projectile. Those things are destroy projectiles, so it wasn't able to work out like how they wanted. So we still just need to find an opportunity where you created the gap, find that 2A press, and Borderlands is now up 2-1, looking to make it on top.
Yeah, we're back at Karish Select right now. Borderlands, of course, on that winner's side. So one more game to take this tournament here for DNF Duel. And Blue Lynx got their work cut out for them. They need to win 2 games, and they're putting on the cap.
Yeah, you gotta put on
the nightcap.
You gotta put on the thinking cap sometimes, though. You know, you gotta figure it out. Like, keep the knowledge inside. Don't let it leak out. Don't let your opponent catch those gamma waves.
All right, here we go. Locking into those characters once again.
You know, it's very important, right? Like, get yourself in a very comfortable situation. Like, you know, there's players who I've seen in other games who will play cross-legged because they play cross-legged at home. So, like,
just be like Hayao.
Yeah, be like Hayao. You know, start flexing on stage, hitting the yippee.
Oh my god,
pop-offs.
dude is literally like popping off every single round to win. He's like doing stretches. I'm like, dude, how are your pants not ripping at this point?
Right. But we'll see who can rip their way to the top as we now get into what potentially our last match, and Borderlands is able to clutch it out. Blue Lynx trying to find the download that they're looking for and getting some great early start.
While they do have that early advantage, Borderlands able to block it all out, and even with that low guard gauge is going to be building that back up very soon here. Pretty even life total for both these players, sending out the airstrike as well as the anti-air because we have that grenade set down on the ground. So Blue Lynx was like trying to like weed through that, and excellent usage of controlling that space for Borderlands.
It was so smart, just knowing the exact timing of grenade, missile, setting up the projectile on the ground to find that exact route that you're looking for. However, Blue Lynx found a great route, has $200 in their pocket, and can try to make something happen here with their awakening skill. But this should, yeah, we've seen this kill before at this percentage. At least I'm knocking on wood right now that we don't have a unfortunate round one situation happen again.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah, we're good. Always have to, because now that it happened once, I'm going to have to worry about it for the rest of this set.
Yeah, you got to have it in the back of your mind that entire time, like, is this going to kill? But, you know, it was. And Borderlands now will be set on the back foot here for this fourth game. But still, though, if they can win 2 rounds, that's the tournament to them. And Blue Lynx wants to do anything to keep them from attaining that.
Here we go, just early sets right now. This is going for the classic Swiftmaster stance. Oh, tap didn't work because they were able to tech out in the air. Now caught up with the low. A lot of people just try to back out of that missile, so utilizing that low sweep right there is so good. It's been working out again and again and again for Borderlands throughout this entire top 8. Missile did connect, and this is going to be a lot of damage at the start.
Setting down the grenades as well. And there you can see the slight pauses as well. Sets out the grenade. Oh! A late DP to try and bait out a press from Borderlands. A very risky option coming in from a Blue Lynx, and that will not be paying out for them at all. Instead, be paying off for Borderlands as we're starting to mount that offensive, and Blue Lynx finds a hit, and a bunch of meter in the tank.
Yeah, the low sweep didn't connect right there off the 2AA confirm that Borderlands was looking for. So now Blue Lynx is able to, you know, find another confirm and find another like full block string opportunity for them. Try to do it once again, but it's not going to work out. DP is going to connect though. You don't have enough to be able to kill just yet. You need to find one more big hit.
Sending out the fireballs, rushing in, wants to be at that range where they can threaten with those grenades.
Yeah. But now they're spaced out perfectly. The DPs aren't going to work, but you got too close. The DP did end up working. They were spaced out really well, right? They were just constantly throwing them out. But there is a gap between some of these startups that normally a lot of people just afford to block. You saw Blue Lynx so able to throw out a wind tornado early, which pulled them closer, like we were talking about before, and then that puts them in the dangerous situation where they can't afford to go for the same options that they were looking for. So excellent stuff for Blue Lynx, just being able to look through all the fire and the flames to carry on forward, to go up 2-2, looking only a couple rounds away from resetting this grand finals.
And destroying the sphere here, hitting with the big fireball, sending out the grenades yet again. We're back to that launcher game plan here as Borderlands once again sets the pace for this match.
Here we go, getting the knockdown, gets the extra extensions off the nuke follow-up right here. Grenade set, having to hold this, and you tried, but that grenade was off screen. You gotta remember that the game goes further than what the monitor shows you.
All right, rushing right out, using that roll to get out, but Borderlands catching Blue Lynx on that escape. That's a big hit. Oh, 9 enough to kill.
Yeah, not enough just yet, but still chipping out again and again. However, we've seen Blue Lynx make these comebacks before. We could potentially see it again, and that's a start that you want to see.
And you see Borderlands trying to go for the air tear because they're not confident in the anti-air actually hitting from that angle. And Launcher does have access to some really good air-to-airs, and Blue Lynx has some access to really good mix, but yet to actually open up Borderlands as Borderlands sends out the full laser.
Yeah, I like that because you've been seeing them normally go for slow fireball set or go for missile set or a missile launch at the time or like grenade set, and that would pull them close so you'd be able to punish them. But going for laser beam, it's a little bit quicker than those, so you're actually able to punish them for trying to go for those kind of situations. Air tap conversion, gonna keep safe right there. Air air laser confirmed. The Gatling didn't get the full extension, so no full combo, but you have to roll out of that nuke and now hold the launcher pressure once again.
Yeah, tournament point here for Borderlands, and Blue Lynx really wants this reset right now. We're on that final game, mind you.
Now we got one more, but if Blue Lynx got to win 2, Borderlands only has to win 1 in this situation. However, as I'm saying, that Blue Lynx found the start of a combo that they're looking for.
Yeah, we try to go for the air tear yet again, but continuing to not work out, and there it is, Blue Lynx on reset point.
Yeah, getting those double fastballs. We've been seeing them start to bring them out, like they didn't use them all through this entire set, but now bringing them out towards the end, and it's where it's making it count.
Fireball landing a hit, and the great conversion here from Borderlands.
Yeah, finding the exact spacing on the screen that you need to be at, getting the extensions that we've been seeing again and again and again. Borderlands, though, trying to use this as an opportunity to close the tournament out, but air tap gonna connect. We recycled back all the way to that layer 1, and Blue Lynx is gonna use that to their advantage.
And they're continuing to loop this as long as they have mana. Still not enough to kill, but Borderlands in dangerously low health and finds a hit against Blue Lynx with 200 meter on the table.
Yeah, this is big. Shouldn't be able to kill just yet with a little bit too much health off that confirm.
But now you have to be very mindful about your spacing like we talked about, because that DP can be a very big threat.
Yeah, but both players have to be very mindful because now you're close. Anything can be dangerous as long as you leave any kind of big gap. It's going to spell disaster. Guard bar is low, but the DP works just again.
That folks, that's the reset going to Blue Lynx.
It needs a candy cigarette after that one. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh man. Take out the cigarette, you know, do the fake puffs.
Yeah, so that's what you need. You got to get that mental in the right spot. Here.
Okay, now we got to really think about this.
Yeah, this is where it gets difficult because you just went through a lot of adaptation, a lot of layers, but that was just to make the run back. Now it'll be interesting to see what happens because I feel like a lot of times you see these grand final situations that you don't get the full run back. You don't get the 3-2 last game, last round. Is Borderlands going to be able to like make that, use those extended time to, get some extra reads, get some downloads, or is Blue Lynx going to make the full sweep back in? We'll have to see now as we get loaded back in. Music is blaring. The Seeds of Volitions brought forth a new challenger, and we are now into it. 5B early, but no continuation at it, so we'll need to use Mana Tornado right at the beginning to get this started.
Absolutely. Already a great start for Blue Lynx after a great reset point here. And Blue Lynx is looking to turn things around and take this tournament point. And there is the DP attempt coming from Borderlands, but that's going to be an easy punish here for Blue Lynx.
Yeah, Blue Lynx already ready for those kinds of situations. Says, hey, I don't want to deal with that. Dimension's not going to be able to tech out just yet, so instead, we'll just kill you for that round. Blue Lynx taking the first round of the reset.
And near perfect as well. A lot of momentum on a Blue Lynx's side, and Borderlands is now on the back foot, unsure of how to approach this matchup as clearly as he was before, and now we're starting to represent that horizontal air laser a little bit more often.
Yeah, like the air tap is always really good, as well as like, well, now you have ground tap, now air tap as well.
Ground tap, gotcha.
Yeah. Just two very good tools that stop a lot of what Borderlands wants to be doing. However, you have to find those opportunities to get that charge time, and a lot of it, you need to let go of that button because you need to be using that as for some other tool, right?
Tossing out all of these grenades and finds a hit here on a Blue Lynx.
Yeah, caught him low once again. Now he's setting up once more. Should be able to kill right off this. Don't even need to burn the Awakening skill. Borderlands tying it up early.
They're looking good here in response to Blue Lynx. Now, who is going to be taking the first game of the reset? Whoever wins here, obviously, will be setting that pace for the remainder of these potential final 5 games.
Yeah, we'll have to see what they can do here. Right now, we got the room outside going crazy, and they're looking for a fight right now. Good guard cancel out. We haven't been seeing them use too many guard cancels. They've usually been going for DP or like an aggressive dash or something akin to that. So really like that new layer that Blue Lynx wants to bring onto the table, try to make something happen. Got too close to the grenade right there, so had to pull themselves away.
Rushing right in. Yeah, I like how Blue Lynx is recognizing, okay, they're going for the rain. I'm just going to run right in and use that opportunity to gain space on Borderlands and put them into a space where they're not as willing to press buttons.
But just walk back away. Once you see like, hey, Blue Lynx wants to go for those caps, that's when we reset back to going for laser spam and neutrals. It works so well versus that kind of strategy, and Borderlands has some great recognition to know when to do it at the exact time they need to take that first game in the reset.
Yeah, absolutely, because it also puts, like at full screen too, it also puts you at that dead zone of that ground tap too. And there's no dead zone on that laser.
All right, there we go, though. Big early hits for Blue Lynx. Should be able to get a side swap off this. No, wants to just reset mid-screen, try to get a mixed opportunity. Tandem Engine brings him close.
Yeah, we're in that awakening state right now. But you're going to have to hold this pressure that Blue Lynx is about to put on top of Borderlands. Just jump back, and there's a flamethrower in response to Blue Lynx trying to pull Borderlands in.
Going on, oh, big hits right there. Was not ready for the orb to be set in the air, that high in the air right there. So getting the tornado follow-up to actually catch him out was like super, super good for Blue Lynx.
Air taps aren't going to be as useful from this range, and we're also seeing the flamethrowers being tied in as well. And I really like how Borderlands is representing those flamethrowers as well, because it presents a very large active hitbox. So if they do get pulled in, then it basically pulls that flamethrower into the specific range that Borderlands wants to be shooting it at.
Exactly, exactly. But now guard bar damage going down for Borderlands. Blue Lynx has been able to spend his mana on these extended streaks that we haven't seen too much, because they've been trying to look for more resets. But now Borderlands, you got to find some way to get out, or you're going to be put into a very scary situation. An up back laser is apparently a really good option for that.
Oh, he tries to go for the air tap, but gets caught out because it was a little too low.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of wind up to it as well. So, you know, if you're ready for it, you're ready for where they want to be on the screen to do it. It can be very scary. And Borderlands is currently ready to keep this combo going for a long. That dealt way more damage than I thought it would off that last nuke. I thought it was going to be like nuke hit,
yeah,
and
I thought
then
so too.
awakening, and then that nuke just like, boop.
I was like, that seems like a lot more than what I was expecting.
Yeah. There we go.
There it is. Yeah, gaining space after those rockets are being shot.
Yeah, and that's a big thing. Like you've been seeing it a lot, where a lot of people have just been respecting it in the corner. But it's you only have to really respect it when there's a grenade in front of you, or when there's another big fireball coming your way. If they're just going for up missiles to try to catch you lacking, you can punish them for it. And now Blue Lynx is finding another one of those situations to get a good punish.
Yeah, but it's also a bit of the RPS as well, right? Because if you set out the grenades first, then you can go for those air taps.
Yep.
So there's like many different angles that you always have to be thinking about when it comes to the pressure that Borderlands is putting on top of a Blue Lynx. And there is the Awakening Super come out. It will connect with Blue Lynx, and we'll see. Yeah, that should be enough to kill.
Oh yeah, it definitely will kill. There was a little delayed, and I thought it was a second. But we are getting another point on the board for Borderlands.
Yeah, after that reset, Borderlands just taking 2 games quickly after that. So it looks like that momentum really isn't carrying Blue Lynx as far as he really wanted to. And it's giving shades of Winners Finals, where Borderlands was really looking as dominant as he is right now.
But the thing is, you know, we've already, this is their, basically they're playing a first attempt at this point, right? Borderlands will have to have won 9 games to have gotten through this whole thing. And you've gotten a lot of download information, you've got a lot of reads, but Blue Lynx had to play more games in between that, just from an exhaustion level. It can be hard to deal with.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Borderlands is taking that, is looking to take this very soon. Blue Lynx finding a hit though, yet to be hit actually in this round.
Yeah, they've been just very, very solid about like being like, okay, I know what you're trying to do at this current time, and I'm going to just go for a direct counterplay for that. Don't try to like switch layers too much in between. Just go for new things as well to catch you lacking. Because you saw Borderlands trying to go for a throw tech attempt right there, thinking they were going to go for like run up throw, and instead got caught with the overhead.
Right. Oh, and just out of range of the DP.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about with the flamethrower too, that big active hitbox. So as you're moving in, you hit them at the max range.
Yep, it is perfect for Borderlands to be at that spacing right here. But they are looking to get this round back on the board in their favor so they can try to close this out as quickly as possible. But Blue Lynx has now been guard broken, but still too far away to get the big routes that they are looking for. But it's still some free damage that they didn't need to have taken right there.
And they're going to be taking even more damage after this combo, and a perfect KO from Borderlands. We're now on tournament point.
It was a perfect for Blue Lynx in round 1. It's perfect for Borderlands in round 2. But let's see if it can be a perfect for one of these players in our 3rd round right here. And right now, Blue Lynx is off to the start to be on that timeline.
Now we'll see if this is a perfect for Blue Lynx, and that's exactly what he needs at this point in time because they have no games to their name, and Borderlands just needs to take one more round to seal the deal and take it all here for DNF Duel at EVO.
Tornado's coming through, has no mana on deck conversion. That will give him a little bit to try to create a mix-up as well. But Borderlands just confident to block. Guard cancel will connect. And now Borderlands has the opportunity to keep their pressure going. Chipping them out, chipping that guard gauge. You have to be very careful. Air tap coming through. And Borderlands just trying to walk back to stay safe. Right,
there's the grenades, there's the missiles. Trying to cover both of those angles. And the grenades will actually hit Blue Lynx in that point. So those tornadoes are going to be blocking those grenades automatically for him. Staying up the tornadoes once again. Borderlands on very low health. But both players could just kill in a single hit. And they know that. They're playing as patient as ever, letting that clock run down and letting themselves set up from the full screen like that.
Yep. Oh, the DP after the Vortex came back in.
That was so smart because all those situations before, Blue Lynx went for a throw after that, after he sucked you in. So instead, switching it up and instead going for that DP this time, and you saw Borderlands actually try to go for that throw tag.
Yeah, and it was a reset of that layer as well because in the beginning it was DP, was the option. And then so being like, okay, we recognize that we're moving the throws now, we're just trying to get rid of it. But just a constant resetting and removing of layers is so smart. And Blue Lynx is also so smart for finding that first early hit to deal 50% health. Coming through, but just great back steps out. Don't want to deal with any of this coming through. And he caught the roll attempt as he tried to catch forward, looking closer to our winner's final set versus them as we've kind of decided, hey, we should go back to basics, and Borderlands is more than okay with that. Keep you locked down in the corner right here.
Okay, there's a punish coming out. Not going to be able to get a full conversion off of it.
Oh, it had a whiff right there, but no way to capitalize on it at that distance, but you will find a way to capitalize on this hit right here. The missiles coming through, dealing a good chunk of damage. One more hit. Missile set up right there. Didn't want to pop to Awaken because you don't even need it. Borderlands once again, tournament point.
Yeah, one more time, except this time around, Blue Lynx has yet to get around to start us off.
Yeah, and that can be big. Those are those momentum swings that you need, but Blue Lynx right now working hard to try to get that round, finding these early hits, finding where Borderlands is lacking at any given time. Good back roll out. Staying very cautious. Just throw the tornadoes, trying to catch them, but the flamethrower anti-air gonna connect. Close as we keep the pressure going. Gatling coming out, staggering. And DP gonna not connect as it came out, and you're gonna take a lot of damage, but not too much. Mana is out. Resources are low for Borderlands. They need to let it recover a little bit, and it's not until just now. The pressure's reset, and you get a big punish if they didn't decide to go for follow-ups, but sometimes they don't, so you know.
Oh, and the up-back laser coming in from Borderlands.
Yep. And this should be close as long as you keep it tight, as long as you don't try to do anything crazy. Awakening skill gonna connect, but we gotta let it rock. The players are taking the headphones off, they're taking the controller, but you always gotta wait for the final KO.
There we go.
And
all right, now it gets up.
Do it. Borderlands is your DNF Duel champion.
Taking it over Blue Lynx after the reset point and returning the favor with a 3-1 to be the DNF Duel winner here tonight at EVO 2024.
They were putting in the work. They were looking so strong. And like we were saying, in that reset, they still had that spring to their step because that was the first time they had stepped into losers and they weren't keeping another foot there. Borderlands doing an excellent job of just playing the game as a whole. Like that first set was so close, it could have gone literally any way up until the very end. So being able to capitalize on that same momentum into the grand finals reset is just it's that caliber of play, that caliber of skill that you need to be able to win these kinds of tournaments.
It's just so cool too, just seeing that live adaptation just come into play between these two players as they establish what they want to do in pressure and then turn that on its head. And then use that to get those round-winning situations. Don't think of it how many of those round-winning situations, not only in those grand finals, winner final, losers final spots, like just the top 6 in general, where they switched up how they played before, like at that final game-winning moment, and they were able to get that kill in the end.
Yeah, it was just so close, so good. Always, like, this whole top 8 was sick, right? Like, I get to go look at every game. It's like there were so many different points. I was talking with the top 6 actually before the bracket. Is like, I don't know who's going to win this. I like looked at anything is possible between the whole through line. So they were putting in the work, putting in the effort, and just glad that we have it here. I'm glad that we have more DNF action happening at all these events. Might not be the biggest event, but we're definitely the most hype.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that it's also officially endorsed by EVO as one of the main community showcase games. And there are times where like other games aren't officially endorsed, have to go to the BYC area, which is fine too. But it's cool that DNF Duel gets this main stage spotlight.
It is funny. DNF Duel since release has like it's just all been a community effort to push it forward. And I definitely really hope that we can get more people in the community, more new people coming in, because this game's just it's really cool, it's really special. There's a lot really going on, and I definitely if like I said, if this is your first time seeing DNF Duel, if this is what you just went through, please check the game out. It's on Steam, it's on PlayStations, it's on every other console I think as well. I don't remember if it is crossplay off the top of my head, but there is a lot going on. The community is primarily on PC though, so if you have a home computer you can use, check it out there. There's tons of resources available, tons of guides. People are more than willing to help you because all these people just want to keep playing this game. They just want to play more DNF Duel.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, DNF Duel is really special too, just because like you don't have to be trying to grind the game to get better all the time. You can. I feel like DNF Duel is special in the fact that compared to a lot of other fighting games in the current space, you can kind of just press buttons and have a good time because everything just feels super strong, super fun, super intuitive to use. And we just saw it right there. I mean, you can literally just mess around with launcher, toss out these big projectiles, and then have a great time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as we now have been talking about how cool this game is, we're going to talk about a cool group of 6 people coming up as we've got the players on deck ready for to get some awards for the work they've done.
Yeah, we're going to be going straight to the stage for that, so we can congratulate these top 6 players here for DNF Duel.
All right, yeah, and to start us all off with our first 5th place player, we've got Hubert.
Also in 5th place.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. All right. Also in 5th place, we have Lufel.
And in 4th, we've got Portland's own Endai.
And in 3rd, we have Tenor Mule.
And in 2nd place, we've got Blue Links.
And finally, in 1st place, your DNF Duel champion here for EVO 2024. Everyone give it up for Borderlands.
Got the charms and everything, but now has the medal to prove it that they are an EVO champion here. Everybody make noise for your whole top 6 for DNF Duel.
That was our top 6.
Yeah,
that was DNF Duel here at EVO, and unfortunately, we don't have anything more to say.
Yeah, this is, at least for this portion of the stream, the last bit that we have for EVO. It's oh my god, it's Sunday. I didn't even put that together. We are in the final hours, but there's more than enough fighting game action happening through the rest of the week. I can hear games all around us still going on, players still pressing buttons, so if you're at home, stay tuned to all the other EVO action that's going on. I've been Tabby.
I've been Salty Boy.
And thank you all for coming through.